Chapter 782. 10,000 Beast Totem. If you want to fight, then fight. Stop whining. Yang Hongwu wasn't in the mood to talk nonsense with this guy. He waved his hand, and a terrifying aura burst out from the huge Yama's note. It covered the sky and covered the earth as it moved towards Myriad Mountain. This was the aura of the Yellow Springs River in the Yama's invitation. Now that Yang Hongwu's strength had increased, the power of the Yellow Springs River had increased by more than 100 times. In the void, terrifying Azuras were formed one after another. Tall skeleton generals appeared one after another. They were so densely packed that they seemed like they were going to cover the entire world. 10,000 Beast Totem. Wan Lianshan's expression changed. It was indeed the strongest treasure of the Yama demon. It could actually summon such terrifying Azuras and skeleton generals. However, so what if the Yama's invitation was powerful? His 10,000 Beast Totem was not weak either. The 10,000 Beast Totem was the treasure of the Sky Beast sect. Only the sect leader could wield it. As the young sect leader of the Sky Beast sect, his father had given him the 10,000 Beast Totem for his safety when he went out to train. He did not expect to use it this time. The jade token in his hand turned into a totem. The aura of terrifying beasts appeared on the totem. The shadows of giant beasts roared continuously. The 10,000 Beast Totem suppressed countless beasts. These beasts were both strong and weak. The strongest ferocious beast was even stronger than a great emperor. However, no one knew because no one in Sky Beast sect had such terrifying mental strength to summon a ferocious beast that was stronger than a great emperor. The most powerful sect leader could summon a peak great emperor ferocious beast to fight for him. Wan Lianshan obviously did not have such strength. Therefore, the beasts he could summon were at most in the Great Saint realm. Moreover, it consumed a lot of energy to summon them. 10,000 beasts conquering the heavens. Beasts appeared one after another. They were densely packed, and the entire sky was dark. On one side was the army of Azuras and skeleton generals. On the other side was the 10,000 beast army. The two terrifying armies clashed. Very murderous and furious roars resounded in the entire space. The girls beside Yang Hongwu were stunned. Among them, the disciples of the God-destroying Peak and Heavenly Spirit Peak were even more shocked. Yang Hongwu's strength was actually so terrifying. The catalog in his hand was actually the legendary Yama's invitation. How many more secrets did he have? How many trump cards did he have? The native he was fighting against had terrifying strength as well. He could actually summon so many terrifying beasts to fight for him. At this time, they were all very glad. If it weren't for Yang Hongwu, they wouldn't have been able to block this terrifying attack. In front of that native youth, they were no match at all. They would probably be killed in a single strike. Heaven punishing battle diagram, go. When Yang Hongwu saw that his Yama's invitation had no effect on this guy, he narrowed his eyes and summoned another catalog in his right hand. This was the Heaven Punishment Battle Diagram. As soon as the Heaven Punishment Battle Diagram appeared, it erupted with supreme shaman power. After Yang Hongwu became the Lord of the Sorcerer World, Xingtian's strength had improved tremendously. The current Heaven Punishment Battle Diagram was much stronger than before. If it weren't for the fact that this was the 5 extreme space, and it was too difficult to communicate with the Sorcerer World, the power of the Heaven Punishment Battle Diagram would definitely not be weaker than Yama's invitation. One by one, shaman beasts crawled out of the Heaven Punishment Battle Diagram. Xingtian's huge figure also appeared. He held a huge axe in his hand. That was the Heaven Punishment Axe, splitting heaven and earth. With a swing of the axe, heaven and earth seemed to be torn apart by this terrifying power. A terrifying crack appeared on the ground, extending towards Wan Lianshan. Damn it! Wan Lianshan finally felt afraid. He didn't expect Yang Hongwu to have so many trump cards. He also had a terrifying catalog that wasn't weaker than Yama's invitation. Boom! With a loud bang, Wan Lianshan was sent flying by this terrifying power. Yang Hongwu was unforgiving. He didn't plan to let him go at all. He rushed towards Wan Lianshan. Wan Lianshan clenched his teeth as he looked at Yang Hongwu, who was charging at him like a madman. He threw out something from his hand. That thing turned into a ferocious beast. Its speed was extremely fast, as if it was a ray of light from the void. Whoosh! This ray of void light pierced through Yang Hongwu in an instant. Yang Hongwu's figure suddenly stopped. Then his figure collapsed bit by bit, turning into nothingness. Huh! Damned foreign human race. You want to go against me? You're really overestimating yourself. These two supreme treasures belong to me then. My myriad link mountain will stand at the pinnacle of this world. With these supreme treasures, I will become the strongest existence in the entire 5 extreme sanctuary. Wan Lianshan laughed maniacally when he saw that Yang Hongwu had been killed by him. He had secretly stolen the void light from the treasury of the sect. It was the heavenly beast light of the celestial beast sect. The reason why the celestial beast sect could stand tall was because of the deterrence of the heavenly beast light. Without the heavenly beast light, the celestial beast sect would have been destroyed long ago. No. At this moment, Yuji and the others saw that Yang Hongwu's body was shattered. Each of them cried out in pain. These 4-domain human women are really beautiful. They're also mine. I can enjoy them. Looking at Yuji and the others, Wan Lianshan's eyes flickered with light. Rushing thunder fist. Just when the women were sad and Wan Lianshan was excited, a voice appeared behind Wan Lianshan. Boom! A huge fist with purple lightning heavily bombarded Wan Lianshan's body. This fist directly pierced through Wan Lianshan's body. Yang Hongwu's figure slowly appeared. I knew that my husband would be fine. Seeing Yang Hongwu's figure appear again, Yuji and the others were wild with joy. Impossible! This is impossible! Wan Lianshan roared. You have already been killed by me. How is this possible? Illusion? It must be an illusion. The heavenly beast light was a terrifying existence. How could someone who was hit by the heavenly beast light not die? The heavenly beast light was almost the epitome of invincibility. However, there were only 2 heavenly beast lights in the entire celestial beast sect, and this was one of them. Otherwise, if the celestial beast sect had countless heavenly beast lights, it would have become the strongest existence in the entire 5 extreme space. Nothing is impossible. Yang Hongwu sneered. Don't you know about the existence of doppelgangers? Yang Hongwu had already calculated. He had already used the 1 Qi into 3 Pure One's secret technique. The person who was killed by the heavenly beast light was only a doppelganger of Yang Hongwu. Yang Hongwu's original body had already used the void travel secret technique and appeared behind Wan Lianshan. Chapter 783. Heavenly Dragon Ginseng Doppelganger? Wan Lianshan's heart was like dead ashes. His eyes slowly lost their vitality as he collapsed unwillingly. Seeing Wan Lianshan dead, Yang Hongwu heaved a sigh of relief. His right hand made a grabbing motion, and the 10,000 beast totem flew into his hand. The 10,000 beast totem struggled continuously, trying to break free from Yang Hongwu's control. Yang Hongwu snorted coldly. Trying to escape after losing its master's control? If such a treasure escaped, it would be a great loss. Yang Hongwu wasn't that stupid. A surge of magic power poured into the 10,000 beast totem and very quickly suppressed the 10,000 beast totem. Yang Hongwu suppressed the 10,000 beast totem and stored it in his spiritual abode. At the same time, he took all the treasures on Wan Lianshan's body. As a native of the 5 extremities space and the young sect master of the celestial beast sect, Wan Lianshan had many treasures. However, what surprised Yang Hongwu the most was the 10,000 beast totem and the heavenly beast light. Wan Lianshan had used the heavenly beast light once and had consumed a lot of energy. There was only less than half of its energy left, but it was still no small matter. Yang Hongwu wasn't confident that he could take a hit from the remaining heavenly beast light if his original body was hit by it. This showed how terrifying the power of the heavenly beast light was. Can the heavenly beast light restore it? Yang Hongwu asked Sherbauer after some thought. If the heavenly beast light could be restored to its original state, its power would increase exponentially. He would be more confident in facing the natives of the 5 extremities space. It's difficult. Sure Bauer shook her head and continued. Unless you can obtain the origin of a supremacy beast and integrate it into the heavenly beast glow. That would restore the heavenly beast glow. The heavenly beast glow is, in fact, the origin power left behind by a supremacy beast after its death. Sovereign beast. Hearing this, Yang Hanwu thought of the heaven-devouring rat. As the heaven-devouring rat, wasn't Little White a sovereign beast? Did he have a way to restore it? Thinking of this, Yang Hanwu summoned Whitey from the immortal pagoda. Little White, you are a sovereign beast. Do you have a way to repair the celestial beast light? Yang Hanwu asked Little White. Whitey's face immediately turned bitter when it saw the heavenly beast light. It said, Master, the heavenly beast light is indeed condensed from the origin energy of us sovereign beasts. However, I am currently unable to condense it. Even if I use all of my origin energy, it will not be enough to restore the heavenly beast light. Seeing Little White's expression, Yang Hanwu smiled and said, You don't need to worry. I won't use your source to repair the heavenly beast light. As a venerable beast, Whitey's current strength was far from enough. Moreover, when it matured, its value would far exceed the heavenly beast light. Yang Hanwu wouldn't be so foolish as to use Whitey to restore the heavenly beast light. Although the heavenly beast light was powerful, it was a single-use item after all. It could only be used 3 times at most. However, Master, I can feel that there is something in this space that can restore the heavenly beast light. Little White said, You can feel it? Where is it? Yang Hongwu's eyes lit up. He didn't expect Little White to have such an ability. Yang Hongwu was very surprised. It's on the mountain not far ahead. Little White pointed at a tall mountain range that could be seen. The mountain range meandered for tens of thousands of miles. From afar, it looked like a huge dragon entrenched there. The 5 extreme space was vast. Such a mountain range was not rare. Are you sure? Yang Hongwu asked. Little White nodded and said, I am a sovereign beast. There is a special perception between sovereign beasts. Therefore, I can feel it. Moreover, I am from the sky-devouring rat clan. I am especially sensitive to auras. Therefore, it is easier for me to find the origin of a sovereign beast. Generally speaking, a dead sovereign beast would hide its origin, making it difficult for others to find it. However, the sky-devouring rat had a unique talent. Its perception was much more powerful than ordinary savage beasts. I'm sure. Little White nodded and said, However, there is a powerful exotic beast in the mountain range. Its strength is probably not inferior to a great saint expert. Yang Hongwu pondered for a moment. He had to give a try. If he could obtain the origin of the sovereign beast, not only could he restore the heavenly beast halo, but he could also increase Little White's strength. At that time, Little White would be a great help. Boom! At this moment, there was a loud explosion. The spiritual altar had exploded. Guqing Song and Zhou Ruyu rushed out. They had finished devouring the spiritual energy in the spiritual altar. Their strength had improved tremendously. Guqing Song's strength had reached the middle stage of the venerable realm. This shocked Yang Hongwu. Guqing Song's improvement was too shocking. On the other hand, Zhou Ruyu and Zhou Ruyu's strength had not improved much. The two of them had not even broken through to the venerable realm. It seemed that Guqing Song had obtained the spiritual treasure in the spiritual altar. Congratulations on the great improvement in your cultivation. No matter what, the 3 of them had benefited greatly from the spirit altar. This could be seen from the expressions on their faces. We have to thank Senior Brother Yang for your help. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be qualified to obtain such a spiritual altar, the 3 of them said. All right, Senior Brother, this is for you. Zhou Ryu took out an item. It was a spirit herb that was filled with spirituality. It looked like a small dragon. This is the sky dragon ginseng. Yang Hongwu was shocked. Yang Hongwu knew that the dragon-shaped ginseng was an extremely rare and precious spiritual herb. If one refined the sky dragon ginseng, they would be able to obtain the power of the divine dragon bloodline. They could even change their physique to that of a true dragon. As for what kind of true dragon physique or battle physique he could obtain, it would depend on his luck. Yang Hongwu did not expect Zhou Ruyu to obtain such great benefits. What was even more surprising was that Zhou Ruyu did not refine the Sky Dragon Ginseng. Instead, she took it out and intended to give it to Yang Hongwu. Gu Qingsong's expression changed, and a trace of jealousy appeared in his heart. Yang Hongwu saw it clearly. Both Gu Qingsong and Zhou Ruyu had obtained great benefits in the spiritual altar. However, Gu Qingsong refined it himself after obtaining the benefits. That was why his strength improved so quickly. Zhou Ruyu also obtained an opportunity, and it was even better than Gu Qingsong's. However, Zhou Ruyu did not take it for herself. After leaving the spiritual altar, she gave the opportunity to Yang Hongwu and wanted to give the Sky Dragon Ginseng to him. Yes, this is the opportunity one obtained in the spiritual platform. I said that I would give the things I obtained in the spiritual platform to you, senior brother, Zhou Ruyu said. Senior sister Ruyu, you're really lucky, Chen Wang said enviously. Chapter 784. Wan Qingxiong, this heavenly dragon ginseng is good for me, but I won't take advantage of you. Yang Hongwu took the heavenly dragon ginseng. For Yang Hongwu, this heavenly dragon ginseng could improve his 9-dragon saint body and deepen his understanding of the dragon Tao. Therefore, Yang Hongwu wouldn't be polite with this heavenly dragon ginseng. It's great that senior brother Yang likes it. Consider it a token of my appreciation. Zhou Ruyu said, this heavenly dragon ginseng is very precious. Here's a 9-transformation golden life and death pill. It can save your life in a critical moment. Take it. Yang Hongwu took out a pill. This 9-transformation golden life and death pill was a supreme grade pill that Yang Hongwu refined with the life essence Sherbauer gave him. Even Yang Hongwu had only refined 3 of this pill. 9-transformation golden life and death pill? That was a supreme grade pill. Everyone's eyes were red with jealousy. Compared to the Sky Dragon Ginseng, the value of this pill was definitely not inferior. No, senior brother Yang, this is too precious. I can't accept it. Zhou Ruyu shook her head. Take it. This heavenly dragon ginseng will be of great help to me. Yang Hongwu said, take it. Gu Shaoxian said, not only can this pill bring the dead back to life, but it can also allow the person who consumes it to break through the original shackles and improve his cultivation greatly. As for how far it can go, it depends on the person's fate. Gu Qingsong was envious, but he couldn't force it. He regretted it. If he had known, he would have given the spiritual herb he obtained to Yang Hongwu. Perhaps he could have gotten a 9-transformation golden life and death pill too. Boom! At this moment, the void was torn apart. A terrifying aura burst out from the crack in the void. Then, a giant beast appeared. On the back of the beast stood a tall figure. The aura of this tall figure was similar to Wan Lianshan, who was killed by Yang Hongwu. However, his aura was much stronger than Wan Lianshan's. Yang Hongwu's expression changed. Someone from the Sky Beast sect. This guy was definitely from the Sky Beast sect. Now that he had appeared here, it was very likely that it had something to do with Yi Shiwen killing Wan Lianshan. Were you the ones who killed my son? The man looked at Yang Hongwu and the others, his hair standing on end. Wan Lianshan's corpse had already been completely destroyed by Yang Hongwu. Not a single trace was left behind. However, because they were waiting for Gu Qingsong and the other two, they didn't have time to leave. Now, they were in trouble. All of you will be buried with him. He was Wan Lianshan's father, the sect leader of the Celestial Beast sect, Wan Qingxiong. His strength had already reached the Great Saint realm and was extremely terrifying. His mount was a Xie beast. Moreover, it was the king of the Xie beasts. It was an early eminent saint stage fierce beast. Roar! Hearing Wan Qingxiong's words, his mount, the evil beast, also let out a roar. All of you go first. Yang Hongwu's expression changed slightly. This guy's strength was extremely terrifying and not easy to deal with. Gu Qingsong and Zhou Ruyu's strength was too weak. Even if they had improved a lot and reached the Venerable realm, the gap was still very big. There was no way they could participate in the battle of the Saint realm. Even the aftermath was not something they could withstand. As for Gu Xiaoxian and the others, Yang Hongwu planned to put them into the immortal pagoda. No, we will stay and fight together. Otherwise, we will die together. Zhou Ruyu said. That's right. There are so many of us. Why should we be afraid of him? A disciple of the God-slaying peak said. We, the God-slaying peak, are not cowards. Yang Hongwu looked at them, smiled bitterly, and said, You are too weak. You want to leave? None of you can leave. Just then, Wan Chengxiong waved his hand, and a terrifying aura shrouded everyone within it. Yang Hongwu's expression changed slightly. Dozens of powerful exotic beasts appeared in the surroundings, surrounding everyone in the middle. Tai Chi Yin-Yang defense formation, open. Seeing that there was no way to send Zhou Ruyu and the others away in time, Yang Hongwu could only set up a formation to protect them first, and then think of a way to deal with Wan Qingxiong. With a wave of his hand, a huge Tai Chi formation flew out. Yang Hongwu's hands kept making mysterious seals. In a few breaths, a huge formation was set up. This was the Tai Chi Yin-Yang defense formation, and its defense was amazing. Under the Tai Chi Yin-Yang defense formation, the terrifying strange beast could not hurt Zhou Ruyu and the others at all. Damn, kid. Do you think a mere formation can withstand it? Wan Qingxiong was furious when he saw his strange beasts were blocked outside the formation. A jade token appeared in the palm of his right hand. On the jade token, there was a ferocious and terrifying beast. Sky-splitting tyrannical tiger, come out. A terrifying tiger roar sounded. It was a terrifying beast, the legendary sky-splitting tyrannical tiger. Yang Hongwu's expression was extremely serious. This was the legendary sky-splitting tyrannical tiger, an existence as powerful as the rainbow dragons. They were both divine beasts. This roar shook people's hearts, and their souls were about to be shaken out of their bodies. Even Yang Hongwu felt his heart tremble. However, who was Yang Hongwu? He had cultivated countless powerful cultivation techniques, and he had also cultivated the Beast Taming Heart Sutra. The Beast Taming Heart Sutra recorded the supreme beast taming method. When he saw the sky-splitting tyrannical tiger charging towards him, Yang Hongwu remembered the Beast Taming Heart Sutra he had obtained in the ancient wilderness. Although Yang Hongwu had only obtained an incomplete version of the Beast Taming Heart Sutra, it was still very powerful. Back then, his cultivation was too weak and his mind power was not strong enough, so he did not know how terrifying the Beast Taming Heart Sutra was. Now that he thought about it, he had almost missed out on the Beast Taming Heart Sutra. His majestic mental strength was activated. Surging magic power also condensed on both of his hands, and a series of mysterious seals were formed. The surging dermic powers and mind power condensed into a huge control word in the void. This huge control word flew into the sky-splitting tyrannical tiger's body. How is this possible? Wan Qingxiong's expression changed drastically. When the word flew into the sky-splitting tyrannical tiger's mind, he felt that something was wrong with it. At this moment, the sky-splitting tyrannical tiger was no longer under his control. In its mind, Wan Qingxiong's imprint was starting to lose control, as if it was about to shatter. A force was trying to erase his spiritual imprint in the sky-splitting tyrannical tiger's mind. Especially when he saw the seal Yang Hongwu had used, it was definitely a powerful beast-taming secret technique. It seemed to be even more powerful than the secret techniques of the Celestial Beast sect. Chapter 785. He had exhausted all means. If a cultivator who wasn't even in the sage realm seized control of the truth evil beast, then he really wouldn't have the face to see others. Break! Wan Qingxiong roared, and a surge of mind power burst out like a sharp knife, stabbing towards Yang Hongwu's mind. Yang Hongwu snorted coldly. One thought, one world. A vast amount of spiritual power seemed to have formed an independent world. It blocked the mind power outside. Beast Taming Heart Sutra, go! With a soft shout, a surge of mind power seemed to have turned into a supreme millstone, crushing Wan Qingxiong's spiritual imprint in the Beast of Truth's mind into nothingness. At this moment, Wan Qingxiong felt as if he had been struck by lightning. Impossible. He was too shocked. His spiritual imprint in the Beast of Truth's mind had been erased, and he had lost control of the Beast of Truth. Wan Qingxiong's face was extremely gloomy. The erasure of his spiritual imprint did not harm him much, but he could tell that the young man's strength was not as simple as it seemed. On the surface, the young man's cultivation was only at the first level of the venerable realm, but in fact his strength was far more terrifying than that. Wan Qingxiong had a hunch that he would die in the young man's hands if he was not careful. However, this thought flashed through his mind. He had to avenge his son's death. Then, a crazed look flashed in his eyes as he looked at Yang Hongwu and said, "Brat, you're quite capable, but you'll definitely die here. You dared to kill my son. I'll cut you into pieces and make sure you die without a burial place, never to be reincarnated." After saying that, he condensed a terrifying force in his hand, and a huge beast bone appeared in his hand. A terrifying aura suddenly burst out, and it even smashed a hole in the void. Die! The huge beast bone bombarded Yang Hanwu. Yang Hanwu narrowed his eyes and raised his hands, and a huge pagoda appeared. This pagoda was the Clear Sky Pagoda. A vast and majestic force appeared. A terrifying, illusory figure was condensed in the void. It was high up in the air, looking down at the world. It was the shadow of the Clear Sky Emperor. Boom! The Clear Sky Emperor raised his right hand and struck out with a finger. The two forces collided, forming an earth-shattering impact. Yang Hongwu's body trembled, and he retreated a few steps. He spat out a mouthful of blood. However, Wan Qingxiong's body only swayed slightly. Beast of Truth, the Beast, which was controlled by Yang Hongwu, launched an attack. Its huge mouth bit at Wan Qingxiong. The strange beasts that were originally under Wan Qingxiong's control were not a match for the evil beast at all. They were all sent flying all of a sudden. In the blink of an eye, the Truth's evil beast already rushed in front of Wan Qingxiong. Bastard! Wan Qingxiong was infuriated when he saw his Truth evil beast being controlled by Yang Hongwu and turn against him. He slapped out with his palm, and a vast amount of power crushed the surrounding boulders like a mountain. This terrifying power crushed the surrounding boulders. Although the Truth's evil beast was powerful, it was still not enough in front of Wan Qingxiong. If Wan Qingxiong did not have any strength, then he would not have become the sect master of the Celestial Beast sect. Since he could become the sect master of the Celestial Beast sect, he naturally had his means. This palm hit the body of the Truth's evil beast. The huge body of the Truth's evil beast was sent flying all of a sudden. Ah! The Truth's evil beast screamed and rushed up again. Under the control of Yang Hongwu, the Truth's evil beast was not afraid of death at all. For Yang Hongwu, this Truth's evil beast was just a strange beast that was being controlled. Therefore, even if it died, he would not feel sorry. Boom! With a loud bang, the Truth's evil beast was sent flying again. And this time, Yang Hongwu's mouth curled into a smile. With a thought, the Truth's evil beast erupted with a terrifying aura, and its inner core continued to expand. Not good. Wan Qingxiong's face changed. Feeling this terrifying aura, he knew what Yang Hongwu was going to do. He actually controlled the Truth's evil beast to self-destruct. Boom! An earth-shattering explosion resounded as a terrifying force exploded out, causing the surrounding space to tremble violently. It seemed as if the void was about to be shattered by this powerful force. Wan Qingxiong was caught off guard for a moment and was hit by this powerful force. Boom! On Wan Qingxiong's body, a seven-colored light appeared, and a seven-colored dragon appeared around him. At this time, Lu Li's voice appeared in Yang Hongwu's sea of consciousness. "Brother, I feel the aura of my kind. Although it is not as strong as my bloodline, it is very pure." Yang Hongwu nodded. He also felt the aura of the dragon's bloodline. "If I didn't have the seven-colored profound dragon shield, I would have been injured by you." Wan Qingxiong's face was gloomy. A cold light flashed in his eyes. His big hand grabbed the void, and a terrifying aura appeared. A huge claw appeared in the void, with scales condensed on it. It looked like dragon scales, but it was not a dragon's claw. The sharp nails were like terrible, sharp blades, tearing the void. Tearing sky, splitting divine claw. This terrifying force grabbed towards Yang Hongwu. Yang Hongwu felt a great threat. The void in front of him was unable to withstand the impact of this terrifying force. His body felt like it was about to be torn apart. Even under the protection of the Haoyan Pagoda, Yang Hongwu could feel this amazing destructive force. If this attack hit him, he would definitely be seriously injured. Qi turning into Trinity. Void Yin-Yang Shuttle. Yang Hongwu performed 2 powerful secret techniques in a row. His body flashed, and 3 Yang Hongwu appeared. The 3 Yang Hongwu performed the secret technique of void travel. In a breath, the 3 Yang Hongwu disappeared on the spot, traveling through the void. Boom! That terrifying sharp claw suddenly grabbed the space above. The domineering and boundless power instantly shattered the space. The space collapsed continuously as if it was the key point of the universe. The world was being annihilated. Terrifying. It was too terrifying. It was too shocking. The 2 doppelgangers of Yang Hongwu were hit by this terrifying force. Under the powerful force, they turned into nothingness. However, his original body appeared behind Wan Chengxiong at this time. Jingshan Finger, 1 finger to frighten ghosts and gods. Jingshan Finger, 2 fingers to kill gods and demons. Jingshan Finger, 3 fingers to destroy heaven and earth. Immortal Cloud Strike. Chapter 786. Degenerate into a devil boom. This terrifying power pierced through Wan Chengxiong's body. How is this possible? Before he could finish, Yang Hongwu launched another spiritual attack, and a terrible curse burst out. This was the Yin-Yang Soul Lock curse. Although Wan Chengxiong was powerful, he could not withstand the double blow. Boom! With a muffled sound, Wan Chengxiong's body fell down. That's great. Seeing Yang Hongwu kill Wan Chengxiong, everyone was overjoyed. Yang Hongwu reached out to grab the 7-colored Profound Dragon Dome. The 7-colored Profound Dragon Barrier turned into a 7-colored ray of light and wanted to break through the sky. But how could Yang Hongwu let it escape? Boundless dermic powers sealed up the entire void. It enveloped the 7-colored Profound Dragon Dome, making it impossible for it to escape. At this time, Gu Qingsong grabbed the beast bone bracelet in Wan Chengxiong's hand. In just an instant, the bracelet disappeared. Yang Hongwu's face darkened. This brat actually dared to play tricks under his nose. He was really courting death. It was a spatial treasure that contained many of Wan Chengxiong's treasures. If it was stolen by him, it would be too shameful. Congratulations, senior brother Yang. What made Yang Hongwu feel disgusted was that this kid actually came up to congratulate him with false friendliness. I can't afford it. Yang Hongwu waved his right hand and shot out a flame. The flame landed on Wan Chengxiong and turned his body into nothingness. Zhou Ruyu and the others were stunned by Yang Hongwu's words. They didn't understand why Yang Hongwu would say that. At this time, Gu Qingsong was extremely embarrassed. A trace of panic and worry flashed in his eyes. He said, "Senior brother, what do you mean?" He even had a questioning tone. Yang Hongwu felt even more disgusted. He had never seen such a person. You know what I mean? Also, don't call me senior brother. I can't afford it. Yang Hongwu looked at him coldly and said, I don't understand. Senior brother, even if you look down on me and want to kick me out, you don't have to target me like this. At this time, Zhou Ruyu and Chen Wanyu could not stand it anymore. They said to Yang Hongwu, Senior brother, is there a misunderstanding? Misunderstanding? Yang Hongwu sneered and said, How could there be a misunderstanding? If you want to play tricks in front of me, you need to have the ability to do so. If you don't have the ability, you're overestimating yourself. Gu Qingsong, hand over the thing and get out of here. I can spare your life. Senior brother Yang, what are you talking about? I really don't understand. How could I take away your things? Gu Qingsong asked, Is it because I didn't give senior brother a treasure last time? If that's the case, you can take anything you want from me. You're still quibbling. Do you think I'm a fool? At this point, Yang Hongwu's entire body erupted with a terrifying killing intent, which enveloped Gu Qingsong. It was the terrifying killing intent of the 10-direction killing fist. The 10-direction killing fist was a supreme skill created by the Bai clan's Azura, Bai Qi. Bai Qi, the god of slaughter, was also a terrifying great emperor. Although he wasn't an invincible great emperor, the gap between them wasn't that big. He was just a little bit away from becoming an invincible great emperor. He was a first-class expert among the great emperors. How could his cultivation technique be so simple? Yang Hanwu hadn't practiced the 10-direction killing fist for a long time, and he hadn't used it either. But this time, because he was too angry, he erupted with a terrifying killing intent, which awakened the 10-direction killing fist. That horrifying killing intent had already condensed into a physical form. One after another, the phantoms of the Azura, killing god, appeared in the void. That terrifying murderous aura caused the surrounding temperature to drop to the extreme. The surrounding space seemed to be frozen and solidified. Yang Hanwu, don't go too far. At this moment, Gu Qing's song exploded. He looked at Yang Hanwu and scolded. Isn't it because I didn't give you any treasures? I didn't expect you to be such a person. To think that I admired and supported you so much. Shameless person. I've never seen someone as shameless as you. Yang Hanwu said. The terrifying killing intent condensed and became even more terrifying. The terrifying killing intent seemed to have condensed into an Azura hell. The surrounding was chilling and filled with killing intent. It made people hallucinate. It was as if they were in a boundless Azura hell. It was unbearable. Break! Gu Qing's song roared. A terrifying aura soared into the sky, shattering the terrifying hallucination. A black light appeared. A demonic weapon. It was a demonic weapon. It was a bone saber forged from the hand bone of an ancient demon. It contained a terrifying aura. Countless cultivators had died because of this demonic saber. It gave birth to boundless killing intent. What surprised Yang Hanwu even more was that this demonic saber gave birth to a small world. It was filled with demonic qi. Countless demons were raised in it. There was even a terrifying demon of the great saint realm. Yang Hongwu's face was extremely cold. At this time, Zhou Ruyu and Shan Wanyu finally discovered Gu Qingsong's true colors. This guy was exuding a terrifying demonic qi. It turned out that he had become a demon after cultivating demonic skills. At this moment, the suspicions that he had about Yang Hongwu had long disappeared. How could they believe that he had become a demon? Demons were the sworn enemies of any cultivator. A cultivator who had become a demon was even more detestable. Gu Qingsong, I didn't expect you to become a demon. The leader thought so highly of you and wanted to cultivate you as a peak master. Chen Wanyu scolded loudly. Peak master? Gu Qingsong sneered. That's nothing. I'm destined to be the demon emperor's man. When I become the demon emperor, the entire Tianyi immortal mansion will not be able to stop me. The entire ancient domain will be under my control. I'll be the master of the entire ancient domain. You're really arrogant. Yang Hanwu could not help but sneer when he saw how arrogant Yi Shiwen was. Yi Shiwen's cultivation was not bad, but he was only at the venerable realm. He was not even at the saint realm. Even if he had a devil saber that could summon a powerful devil to fight for him, it was nothing more than that. He thought too highly of himself. Just because he had some strength, he thought that he was the strongest in the world. He was simply ignorant and arrogant. I'll let you see how weak the trump card that you're so proud of is in front of me. Yang Hongwu withdrew the aura of the 10-direction killing fist. Yang Hongwu raised his right hand slightly. A terrifying aura erupted from his body. It was the aura of the demon-killing finger. Chapter 787. Demon body, the terrifying Dharma power condensed into a huge hand in the void. The finger of the huge hand poked towards Gu Qingsong. The terrifying finger pierced through the void. The golden light made it hard for people to open their eyes. Gu Qingsong felt the terrifying aura. The golden light seemed to want to destroy him, making him feel the threat of death. Troll power. Gu Qingsong shouted. His body suddenly grew bigger, and he turned into a giant demon that was dozens of feet tall. Herculean demon body. Yang Hongwu sneered when he saw this guy's transformation. Giant strength demon was one of the most powerful demons in the fiend race. However, there was still a gap between them and the Earth Demon clan that he had encountered before. The vast power of the demon slaying finger struck his body. Boom! Gu Song's body was suddenly sent flying. Hao Hian Devil, suppressing seal, suppress. Yang Hongwu did not stop there. He condensed magic power in his hands and formed a golden seal. This golden seal once again bombarded Gu Song. No! Gu Song screamed and raised his hands, trying to block Yang Hongwu's attack. However, it was all in vain. His strength was too weak, far inferior to Wan Qingxiu. In fact, after Gu Song's cultivation had increased in the spiritual altar, his strength had become very strong. If he had been up against other people, he would not have been defeated so easily. But he met Yang Hongwu. Yang Hongwu's demonic finger and Hao Hian demon-suppressing seal could completely suppress him, which was why he was defeated so quickly. The golden seal slammed into Gu Song's body. His huge body was smashed into pieces. The Herculean demon body shattered into pieces and blood splattered all over the ground. The black blood fell to the ground and made sizzling sounds. Even the vegetation was corroded by the blood. Kaka. Yang Hongwu had originally thought that this fellow was dead for sure, but to his surprise, this fellow actually began to reform. It transformed into a ball of blood that constantly wriggled and began to grow. Step back. Yang Hongwu realized that something was wrong. He frowned and waved his hand, asking everyone to step back. The current situation was a little strange. Logically speaking, the Titan demon should not have been killed by him. Yang Hongwu sensed a familiar aura. It was the aura of the blood dragon, great demonic god. Yang Hongwu's eyes widened. He never thought that Gu Song would have the aura of the blood dragon, great demon god. Gu Song's Herculean demon body had been destroyed, and the blood dragon, great demon god, had been revived. Useless thing, you can't even withstand a single blow. The mass of flesh and blood suddenly turned into a blood-red dragon, and his soul appeared in front of the blood-red dragon. It was Gu Song, and he kept begging for mercy. However, the blood-red dragon opened its mouth and swallowed the soul. Blood dragon, great demon god. Yang Hongwu looked at the blood-red dragon, and his face became solemn. At this time, although the strength of the blood dragon, great demon god, was similar to the strength of the Titan demon that Gu Song had transformed into, Yang Hongwu felt uneasy. Brat, we meet again. Last time you ruined my plans. This time, you will die without a doubt. The blood-red evil dragon transformed into a sinister blood man. It looked at Yang Hongwu and said coldly, "Shameless boasting." Yang Hongwu snorted. "I killed you once, and I can kill you again this time." "Ha, you talk big. Last time, there was that hateful woman, Xian Ming. This time, without her help, do you think you are my opponent? What a fool's dream." The blood dragon, great demon god, laughed and waved his hand. A terrifying blood-red light turned into a huge blood net and enveloped Yang Hongwu. The huge blood net was too fast. In the blink of an eye, it was in front of Yang Hongwu. He wanted to avoid it, but he couldn't. Clear Sky Pagoda. Yang Hongwu instantly took out the Clear Sky Pagoda to block the terrifying blood net. What a treasure. However, you can't use its full power. You won't be able to resist it for long. The blood net and the Clear Sky Pagoda were in a deadlock. Yang Hongwu realized that he had consumed a lot of energy, but the blood dragon, great demon god, didn't seem to have consumed any energy. This made Yang Hongwu's face turn extremely grave. Damn it! Yang Hongwu couldn't ask Xian Ming for help at this time. This was the 5 extreme space. Xian Ming's power couldn't be transmitted here, and it was the same for Sky Charms. Even though they were experts equivalent to great emperors, they still couldn't do it. The 5 extreme space was too strange. It seemed to be above great emperors. Even experts who had surpassed great emperors couldn't break the rules here. Use the Dragon Dao ultimate technique that you have cultivated. The Clear Sky Pagoda had consumed too much energy. Just as Yang Hongwu felt that he couldn't hold on any longer, a voice rang in his mind. It was sure Bauer's voice. Dragon Dao ultimate technique? That's right. This blood dragon god fiend may be powerful and a demon, but in reality, He's also a dragon with the blood of the dragon clan flowing in his body. The dragon Tao that you've cultivated is the supreme mystic technique of the dragon clan, which is extremely effective against the dragon clan. Although the blood dragon Godfiend's dragon clan aura has long been masked by the power of the demon Tao, it's still in his body. That's his origin. You'll be able to activate and restrain it by using the dragon Tao, Sherbauer said. Yang Hongwu gritted his teeth. He let the clear sky pagoda protect Zhou Ruyu and the others while Yang Hongwu appeared outside the clear sky pagoda in a flash. Senior brother Yang. Zhou Ruyu and the others were worried when they saw Yang Hongwu appear outside the clear sky pagoda. However, Yuji and the others weren't worried at all. Since Yang Hongwu dared to go out, he must be confident. Immortal Dragon Body, activate. Yang Hongwu shouted loudly as his body underwent a transformation. His entire person transformed into a divine dragon in an instant. His body emitted a golden light. The vast dragon power and the immortal body were incomparably majestic and domineering. Nine Dragons Saint Body, activate. With another roar, Yang Hongwu exploded his body to the extreme. The Nine Dragons Saint Body was activated. Shadows of divine dragons roared around him. At the same time, he also turned into a divine dragon. 10 divine dragons roared at the same time. Heaven and earth shook. It was extremely shocking. The blood dragon, great demon god, trembled. The blood in his body seemed to have gone out of control. His face became extremely ferocious. Damn it! How did this happen? The blood dragon, great demon god, didn't expect Yang Hongwu to have cultivated the secret technique of the dragons. Moreover, he could transform into a divine dragon. What made him even more depressed was that Yang Hongwu had activated his dragon bloodline. Chapter 788. Dragon Body Evolution. Suppress me? You want to suppress me? Dream on. Who am I? I am the blood dragon, great demon god. I am invincible. No one can suppress me. No one. The blood dragon, great demon god, let out a monstrous roar. His originally hideous face became even more distorted and hideous. Suppress. Suppress. The blood dragon, great demon god's aura erupted once again. With his strong willpower and terrifying strength, he suppressed the raging blood of dragons. Kid, you will die without a doubt. After suppressing the raging blood in his body, the blood dragon, great demon god, looked at Yang Hongwu with a ferocious expression. This kid was an unstable factor. At such a young age, with such a cultivation realm, he already had such terrifying combat strength. If he grew up, how terrifying would he be? If you want me to die, you have to have the ability to do so. Yang Hongwu snorted coldly. Did the blood dragon, great demon god, think that he could resist his dragon Tao? That was the cultivation technique of the primordial dragon lord. It was incomparably powerful. How could it be suppressed so easily? If the blood dragon, great demon god, had appeared in his original body, Yang Hongwu knew that he would not be a match for him. However, he was not worried about the current blood dragon, great demon god. Yang Hongwu opened his mouth, and strange notes came out of his mouth. These notes were filled with a mysterious rhythm. This mysterious rhythm was very rhythmic, and every single one of them could cause the Dragon Clan bloodline to tremble, forming a powerful resonance. The blood dragon, great demon god, who was about to erupt, suddenly stopped. His face became distorted again. Damn it, he roared. The dragon blood in his body was stimulated by Yang Hongwu again. This was his blood of dragons. Although he had taken over Gu Qingsong's body, it was a vibration from his soul. The blood of dragons was in his soul. Once his soul was taken over, the blood of his body would also change. Blood dragon explosion. The blood dragon, great demon god, went berserk. A terrifying blood condensed, forming a huge blood ball. This huge blood ball was filled with terrifying power. It was like a huge bomb as it flew towards Yang Hongwu at an extremely fast speed. Yang Hongwu's expression changed greatly. Boom! At this moment, there was a loud bang. The huge blood ball suddenly exploded. The incomparably violent power was enough to destroy the heavens and earth. In an instant, Yang Hongwu was engulfed in it. Yang Hongwu felt as if his body was about to explode. The power contained in the blood immediately invaded his body. Intense pain radiated from the surface of his body. He felt as if his entire body was about to be torn apart by the powerful explosive force. His body and soul felt as if they were being separated. At this moment, the immortal dragon body was activated to the extreme. It was actually absorbing the terrifying power of the blood bit by bit. His body emitted an astonishing light. A string of beads flew out from the blood dragon demonic god's hand. This string of beads was the one Gu Qingsong stole. They were refined from the teeth of the primordial dragon sovereign. This string of beads was extremely mysterious and contained great power. Because of Yang Hongwu's immortal dragon body, this string of beads was activated. The beads flew to Yang Hongwu's body with a whoosh. With a bang, the entire string of beads exploded and scattered into Yang Hongwu's body. After the beads entered Yang Hongwu's body, they instantly turned into pure energy and entered every cell in his body. They constantly strengthened his body and enhanced his cultivation. At this moment, his body underwent a huge change. A huge dragon roar resounded through the sky. A huge dragon body appeared. It was Yang Hongwu. At this moment, his body had transformed into a huge divine dragon body. This was the immortal dragon body, the true immortal dragon body. Dragon Dao ultimate technique. Yang Hongwu opened his mouth and spat. A mysterious rune appeared, forming a terrifying power of law that instantly enveloped the blood dragon demonic god. At this moment, the blood dragon demonic god couldn't move at all. He was trapped by the mysterious power of the Dragon Dao ultimate technique. Damn bloodline suppression, damn it! The blood dragon demonic god struggled frantically, trying to break free from the invisible power of law. But it was all in vain. The dragon's bloodline in his body couldn't resist the restraint of the Dragon Dao ultimate technique at all. No dragons could resist the Dragon Dao ultimate technique unless their strength surpassed that of the primordial dragon sovereign and broke the restraints of the law cast by the primordial dragon sovereign. The Dragon Dao ultimate technique was so powerful that even Yang Hongwu found it unbelievable. It was too strong. If he had known this would happen, Yang Hongwu would have used the Dragon Dao ultimate technique to deal with him from the beginning. He wouldn't have been in such a sorry state. Oh no, he's going to self-destruct. At this moment, Shi Baoer's voice sounded again. Self-destruct. Yang Hongwu's face darkened. If he wanted to self-destruct, Yang Hongwu really wouldn't be able to stop him. Boom! With an earth-shattering sound, the blood dragon demonic god's huge body completely exploded. Because of the terrifying power of the explosion, it instantly swept across the entire radius of 10,000 feet. At the moment of the explosion, Yang Hongwu took out the clear sky pagoda. Everyone was enveloped in the defense of the clear sky pagoda. Even so, he was still struck by a tremendous amount of power. Xian Yu and Yang Hongwu spat out a mouthful of blood at the same time, their faces pale. The impact was too strong. Even with the defense of the clear sky pagoda, they were still injured. At this moment, Yang Hongwu's strongest state was instantly removed. At this moment, Yang Hongwu felt as if he had been sucked dry. There was less than 1% of the strength in his body left. He wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth and smiled bitterly. It was really a bad start. He had only been in the 5 extreme space for a short time and had already encountered so many things that didn't go well. It was also very depressing. Cough, cough. How are you? After Yang Hongwu released everyone, they were all worried when they saw Yang Hongwu's state. I used up too much energy. Yang Hongwu smiled bitterly. He didn't expect the blood dragon demonic god to escape. The body that exploded just now was only the blood dragon demonic god's body. To be exact, it was only Gu Qingsong's body. Oh no, quickly hide. Shi Baoer said anxiously. What's going on? Yang Hongwu frowned when he heard this. Since Shi Baoer was so nervous, he was afraid that this time, the trouble would be even bigger. Your archenemy is here. You are far from being a match for him. Shi Baoer said, Run. Don't resist. Yang Hongwu's face changed drastically. His archenemy, wasn't that the Zetian? Now that the Zetian was here, things were not going to be fun. Therefore, Yang Hongwu hurriedly said to everyone, "What's the matter?" Zhou Ryu asked. Chapter 789. Repelling, it's too late to leave. A voice rang out, and a purple figure appeared in front of the crowd. A powerful aura shrouded everyone. Zetian. Yang Hongwu looked serious. He didn't expect Zetian to appear at this crucial moment. He was exhausted and wasn't a match for Zetian at all. Yang Hongwu, I didn't kill you last time. This time, you won't be able to escape. Zetian looked at Yang Hongwu and said coldly, Senior Brother Yang, we'll stop him now. That's right, Senior Brother Yang. You're the hope of Qiani immortal abode. We'll buy time for you. At this time, Zhou Ryu and the others stood in front of Yang Hongwu. They looked at Zetian and said, Zetian, although you're strong, you'll have to go through us first if you want to deal with Senior Brother Yang. You're just trash. Only Yang Hongwu is qualified to fight with me. Zetian said with disdain. He looked down on Zhou Ryu and the others. Oof. Zhou Ryu and the others were infuriated, especially the disciples of the God-slaying peak. All of them erupted with their auras and unleashed their strongest moves towards Yifutian. Zetian's face was full of disdain. He waved his hand, and a huge palm appeared in the air and slapped towards them. Boom! A loud explosion rang out. A powerful and domineering energy instantly shattered everyone's attacks. A terrifying shockwave instantly sent everyone flying. Some of the weaker ones were seriously injured. Don't be rash. Yang Hongwu said, Zetian, the person you're looking for is me. Let them leave. Sure. Other than Yang Hongwu, Zetian didn't care about the others. No, we won't leave. Zhou Ryu said. Senior sister is right. We won't leave. If we die together. Little Miss Muddle said with determination. All right. Yang Hongwu took a deep breath, looked at Zetian, and said coldly, Do you really think you can defeat me? You just used up a lot of energy, and you don't even have a trace of energy left in your body. Even an ordinary child can crush you to death. To be honest, killing you like this doesn't give me any sense of accomplishment. Even if you were at your peak, I could still easily crush you. I, Zetian, have long surpassed your strength. Zetian's tone was very arrogant and domineering. His entire body was filled with a lofty aura. Demonic chi surged around him, as if there were terrifying demons roaring and howling. You're too confident. Let me show you my trump card. A trace of contempt flashed in Yang Hongwu's eyes. A leopard could not change its spots, just like how a dog could not change its habit of eating shit. Zetian had always been like that. He was very self-righteous and always thought that he was invincible in the world, as if everything was under his control. If Zetian wasn't so arrogant, Yang Hongwu might not have been able to defeat him so easily. Haha, how arrogant. Yang Hongwu, I'll give you a chance. Let's see what you've got. If you could defeat this doppelganger of mine, I'll spare their lives. However, if you can't defeat this doppelganger of mine, then all of you will die here. Zetian laughed. His words made everyone incomparably terrified. Doppelganger. This was only one of Zetian's doppelganger. If a doppelganger was already so terrifying and powerful, then how terrifying would his real body be? Everyone was simply too shocked in their hearts. Even Yang Hongwu was shocked. He didn't expect that this was only one of Zetian's doppelganger. Zetian's strength was getting more and more terrifying. Could it be that his cultivation had already broken through to the Great Emperor realm? If he had reached the Great Emperor realm, then Yang Hongwu wouldn't be able to defeat him. Thinking of this, Yang Hongwu's face turned serious. He had originally thought that he would have sufficient confidence in dealing with Zetian after breaking through to the Venerate realm. However, he had never expected that Zetian's improvement would be much faster than he had imagined. Yang Hongwu was still confident that he could defeat this doppelganger. He didn't want to think too much. He had to get rid of Zetian's doppelganger first. As for Zetian's real body, he would think of other ways to deal with it after he fully recovered his strength. What's there to be arrogant about? You're just a loser. If I can kill you once, I can kill you twice, 100 times, or even 1,000 times. Yang Hongwu snorted coldly and grabbed something in his hand. In the next moment, the thing in Yang Hongwu's hand emitted a dazzling light. Light of the heavenly beasts, go. The light flashed by so quickly that no one could react. It was so fast that it appeared in front of Zetian in less than a breath. This beam of light instantly pierced through Zetian's body. Zetian only reacted after his body was penetrated. He looked at Yang Hongwu in disbelief. Before he could finish his words, his body collapsed. In the next moment, his entire body turned into nothingness. The majestic demonic aura was absorbed by the demonic power that erupted from Yang Hongwu's right hand. The demonic hand became even stronger after devouring the power of Zetian's doppelganger. Yang Hongwu's body turned black as well. The demonic aura on his body kept churning. At this moment, Yang Hongwu felt a bloodthirsty and violent impulse that he couldn't control. He took a deep breath and ran the spirit-refining heart sutra several times before he suppressed this throbbing. He had just consumed a lot of energy, and the demonic hand had devoured the demonic power of Zetian's doppelganger. The demonic hand was a little out of control. His demonic hand was probably not as simple as it seemed. Yang Hongwu smiled bitterly. The curse in his body had also begun to act up. At this time, it could be said that he was facing internal and external troubles. His own situation was not very good, and Zetian was eyeing him covetously. Now, he had to improve his cultivation as soon as possible. Otherwise, he would be in big trouble. Senior brother is so powerful. I knew that senior brother Yang would definitely be able to defeat Zetian. That's right. Who does Zetian think he is? He's always been defeated by senior brother Yang, and he's nothing to worry about. After seeing Yang Hongwu easily kill Zetian's doppelganger, the female disciples of Tianling Peak were very happy. Although they were a little embarrassed and injured, they were very excited. It was as if they were the ones who defeated Zetian. "Husband, are you okay?" Only Yuji and the other women looked at Yang Hongwu with eyes full of worry. She could see that Yang Hongwu's aura had changed. It was a little violent and bloodthirsty. Although it was quickly controlled, she could still clearly feel it. That feeling was a little strange to her. Chapter 790. Broken Sky Mountain. We need to find a place to wait for my cultivation to recover. Yang Hongwu said, "It's all that bastard Guqing Song's fault. If it weren't for him, senior brother wouldn't have been injured." Zhou Ryu scolded loudly. "That's right. He's a bastard. At first, I thought he was a good person. I didn't expect him to be the same as Xianyuan Qinglong." Everyone present scolded one by one. "Well, this matter is over. Guqing Song is dead. What we need to do now is to leave this place as soon as possible." Yang Hongwu said, "Such a big movement just now must have attracted a lot of attention." "Husband is right. We need to leave this place immediately." Yuji said, "Originally, they planned to look for the sovereign beast origin. The heavenly beast light just now consumed the sovereign beast origin that Yang Hongwu obtained from killing Wan Qingxiu. The heavenly beast light was also completely consumed. This made Yang Hongwu very depressed. The heavenly beast light was very powerful. In his current situation, he didn't have the confidence to go to that mountain to look for the sovereign beast origin. "Let's go." The group continued to move forward. Yang Hongwu's cultivation was recovering little by little. However, the speed of recovery was too slow. This was something that made Yang Hongwu depressed. Now, if he wanted to recover quickly, there was only one way, and that was to dual cultivate. If he could find a woman with a pure, immortal body to dual cultivate, not only would his cultivation recover, but also his injuries would be healed. His cultivation would also increase by a level, and the 9 transformation yin-yang harmony balance would reach the 7 transformation stage. But this was simply unrealistic. The group was very careful and nervous. Yang Hongwu was their backbone. Now that Yang Hongwu's injuries had not recovered, if he encountered a powerful enemy, there was no way he could resist. So, each and every one of them was very careful. "Not good, senior brother Yang Hongwu. There's a situation ahead." A disciple who was scouting ahead walked in front of Yang Hongwu, panting. What's going on? There's no road ahead. No road ahead? Yang Hongwu frowned. How could this be? Are you sure you're not mistaken? How could there be no road ahead? It's true, senior brother. There's a huge canyon in front of us. It's bottomless. We tried to jump over, but we were blown into the bottomless abyss by a strange wind. Where's Chen Wangyu? Senior apprentice brother Chun is still guarding the front. Let me take a look. This place was really strange. Even the cat's delusion breaker, it could not see through it. It was really not simple. Mao, Er's delusion breaker, I was able to see through most things in the world. It was able to see through the source of things. Things that it could not see through were definitely not simple. The group soon arrived at the front. Sure enough, there was a huge crack several meters wide in front of them. The crack was pitch black and bottomless. It was impossible to see what was down there. There's no strange wind like you said. It's very calm, Zhou Ryu said. Chun Wangyu smiled bitterly and said, It looks calm, but it's actually full of danger. As he spoke, Chun Wangyu grabbed a savage beast and threw it into the crack. The instant the savage beast was thrown in, a black wind appeared. When the black wind blew, the savage beast immediately fell to the ground. Moreover, its speed was extremely fast, as if it was being pulled by a terrifying power. Broken Sky Mountain, Broken Sky Demon Abyss. Yang Hongwu suddenly found a huge stone tablet. The huge stone tablet was hidden in huge vines. If one did not look carefully, they would not be able to see it. It's the Broken Sky Mountain. At this moment, Gu Xiaoshuan's face changed. Why, Xiaoxian, do you know about the Broken Sky Mountain? Yang Hongwu asked. My sister has been here before. She also encountered the Broken Sky Mountain and the Broken Sky Demon Abyss. This mountain is called the Broken Sky Mountain, and this abyss is the Broken Sky Demon Abyss. There's a terrifying existence under the Broken Sky Demon Abyss. We have to leave this place quickly. Gu Xiaoxian looked at the sun in the sky and said in a heavy tone, Why do we have to leave this place? Chun Wangyu said, Although the crack of the abyss is a little strange, it's very quiet here. There aren't any powerful savage beasts, and the spiritual energy is very dense. If Brother Yang cultivates here, it'll be a good thing. What do you know? We have to leave quickly. It'll be too late if we wait until it's dark. Gu Xiaoxian pulled Yang Hongwu and left. You should at least explain it clearly. Yeah. Is there a big problem here? It's almost dark now. If we continue to leave, I'm afraid we'll encounter danger. In the 5 extreme space, the night was more dangerous than the day. Some terrifying creatures would usually come out at night. Especially those demons, their strength would increase greatly at night, and their strength would be reduced at night. This is the demon abyss. Do you understand? Let's go and explain. At this moment, a huge sound was heard. Rumble. Instantly, the ground shook as if the entire ground was about to collapse. One after another, terrifying auras appeared from the crack of the abyss. Yang Hongwu's face changed immediately. If he was in his peak state, he wouldn't have to worry about something like this. But right now, he was afraid that he would really be in trouble. What's going on? Everyone's face changed as they felt the terrifying demonic aura. A series of terrifying roars sounded out. The sky darkened instantly, and the sun couldn't be seen. It was as if everyone had entered a terrifying demon's den. Not good. My strength is weakening. Me too. My powers seem to be devoured by something, and I can't absorb any spiritual energy. I told you guys to leave earlier, but it's too late now. Gu Xiaoxian smiled bitterly at this moment. Senior sister, what's going on? That's right, little sister Xiaoxian. What's going on? Why is there such a huge change all of a sudden? Yuji asked. Everyone from a circle first. Gu Xiaoxian said. Yang Hongwu nodded his head. Everyone, be careful. I have some talismans here. Take them with you. Yang Hongwu took out some great light demon vanquishing talismans. These talismans were specially made to deal with demons and were extremely lethal. A single talisman could unleash a full blow of an honorable state expert and was especially effective against demons. These talismans were refined by Yang Hongwu previously. He didn't expect that they would come in handy here. However, if they were to encounter extremely powerful demons, these talismans wouldn't have much of an effect. Oh, a loud roar rang out, causing everyone to feel dizzy. Mind-cleansing talisman. When Yang Hongwu saw that everyone was mesmerized by this roar, Yang Hongwu crushed a talisman, which woke everyone up from this terrifying demonic roar. So scary. Chun Wangyo's face was ashen. Chapter 791. Abyssal Demoness. Abyssal Demoness. That's the voice of an abyssal demoness. Gu Shaoxian exclaimed. We have to find a way to leave this place immediately. Otherwise, we'll be dead if we're surrounded. We're already surrounded. Yang Hongwu shook his head. Now all of you should enter my immortal pagoda. No, husband, you can't handle it alone. Gu Shaoxian said. Let's fight together. Yuji said. I'm much stronger than before. Although I'm not as strong as you, I can deal with ordinary exalts and even early-stage saints. We can form a great formation. Gu Shaoxian was an array master. She was no weaker than Yang Hongwu in terms of formations. All right. Seeing that no one was willing to enter his immortal pagoda, Yang Hongwu nodded. Set up the formation. Everyone looked at each other. This was the formation that Yang Hongwu had taught them after they entered the five-extremity space. It was called the Myriad Immortals Demon Refining Formation. This formation was especially designed to deal with demons and had great destructive power. This formation could be set up by many people working together. The more people there were, the better their coordination and the greater its power. Of course, the key point was that the person presiding over this formation had to have immense mental power and a pure yang immortal physique. Without a pure yang immortal physique and strong mental power, it was impossible to preside over such a formation. Therefore, when Yang Hongwu taught this array formation, he was not worried at all that this array formation would be used against him by others. In fact, only Yang Hongwu was qualified to preside over this formation. With a pure yang immortal physique as the core of the formation and other pure yin immortal physiques as support, the formation's power was as terrifying as the sun and moon refining the soul. The stronger the person participating in the formation, the more terrifying the formation's power would be. If Yang Hongwu's strength was of the Saint Realm, even a great Emperor Realm expert wouldn't be able to withstand a single blow from this formation and would be easily refined. The formation was activated, forming rays of intense light. It was as if immortals had descended to the mortal world. The entire world was illuminated. The originally pitch-black scene with dense demonic qi suddenly became bright. A devil rushed out with a ferocious face and grabbed at Yang Hongwu, wanting to devour Yang Hongwu. However, before he could approach Yang Hongwu, a powerful immortal light emerged from Yang Hongwu's body and turned into an immortal dragon. The dragon opened its mouth and bit down. In the blink of an eye, the evil spirit was devoured. However, this was not the only one. In the next moment, countless evil spirits appeared and attacked the formation in a frenzy. Although many of the demons had been killed, they did not retreat. They were still attacking Yang Hongwu and the others in a frenzy. After an unknown period of time, the radiance of the myriad immortals' devil refining formation grew dimmer and dimmer. This didn't mean that the power of the myriad immortals' devil refining formation had weakened, but that Yang Hongwu and the others had used up too much of their mental strength and couldn't hold on any longer. The myriad immortals' devil refining formation didn't consume too much spiritual qi because it would devour all of the evil spirit's power every time it killed one. However, there was no way to replenish the mental strength consumed. No, I can't hold on any longer. A disciple of the God-slaying peaks said, Senior Brother Yang, my mental strength has been used up too much. It's about to dry up. As soon as he finished speaking, he collapsed. He had fainted due to excessive mental strength consumption. If there was one, there would be another. In just a short while, several disciples had already fainted. The power of the myriad immortals' devil refining formation also began to weaken. What should we do? This can't go on. There's no way to resist at all, Chen Wanyu said. Senior Brother Yang, quickly think of a way. Yang Hongwu's brows were tightly knitted. At this moment, Yang Hongwu was also under immense pressure. Although his mental strength was very strong, and he had the spirit-refining heart sutra, his previous injuries had yet to recover. Therefore, he didn't know how long he could hold on. However, he knew that if this continued, it would really be difficult to resist. At this moment, the demonic dragon in Yang Hongwu's body began to stir. His right hand was also beginning to lose control. Even the blood-soul-life-death curse was beginning to take effect. Yang Hongwu smiled bitterly in his heart. All the troubles had gathered together. What should he do? What should he do now? Husband, us sisters will stop these demons. Take the opportunity to leave, Hu Xiaoer said. Xiaoer is right. Husband, you must leave first. You must survive, Zheng Qiushuang also said. Husband, you must avenge us in the future, Yu Ji said. A huge pressure appeared as a terrifying demon appeared. It was the Queen of the Abyss. The Queen of the Abyss's strength was very terrifying. Her strength had already reached the 4th step, Great Emperor realm. She was only 1 step away from becoming a true female demon emperor. This showed how terrifying her strength was. Her figure was graceful and could be said to be perfect. Every part of her was perfect to the extreme. The only thing that was lacking was her skin. It wasn't as white as the average person. Her entire body was black, but it was full of supreme charm. There was a horn on her forehead. There were mysterious demonic runes on it. She stared at Yang Hongwu and licked her lips. Her action was incomparably charming. The moment the Queen of the Abyss appeared, all the men were attracted to her. Even Yang Hongwu was attracted to her at that moment. However, it was only for a moment. After Yang Hongwu regained his senses, he snorted. It was like a clap of thunder that rang in everyone's ears. Everyone was awakened. Not bad, as expected of someone who possesses supreme demonic runes. The Queen of the Abyss looked at Yang Hongwu with admiration in her eyes. Surrender. If you come with me, I can let the others go. Yang Hongwu was shocked. This female demon didn't seem to be that simple. He originally thought that this female demon would have low intelligence like the previous evil demons. However, this female demon in front of him was beyond his expectations. The female demons of the Abyss didn't have high intelligence. Ordinary female demons of the Abyss were like some savage beasts. They didn't have high intelligence at all. However, this Queen of the Abyss was very terrifying. Moreover, her charm had reached such a terrifying level. Although it was slightly inferior to heavenly charms, it wasn't by much. If her cultivation level reached heavenly charms level, her strength would probably be more terrifying than heavenly charms. You're dreaming, Yang Hongwu snorted. Yang Hongwu had a feeling that this female demon would be the most terrifying evil demon he had ever met. This feeling was getting stronger and stronger. It wouldn't be easy to deal with the Queen of the Abyss. Chapter 792. Guiding demonic light. Suddenly, an idea flashed through Yang Hongwu's mind. Do you really think I have no way to deal with you? Yang Hongwu said coldly. Senior brother Yang, you have a plan? Everyone was overjoyed. Yes. Yang Hongwu nodded and looked at the Queen of the Abyss. If you leave now, I can let you go. Ha, little guy, you sure talk big. The Abyssal Demonic Empress didn't care at all. She chuckled and said, If you have the ability, it's not impossible for me to submit to you and serve you as a slave or a maid. Shameless, little Miss Muddle said. You asked for it. Yang Hongwu knew that she wouldn't leave so easily. However, he had no other choice now. With a thought, the Panga True Body technique was circulated to the extreme. The power of Panga's heart was drawn out by Yang Hongwu. A terrifying aura burst out, causing the entire world to tremble. Panga's descent. Yang Hongwu roared. The power of Pangu's heart burst out completely, forming a terrifying figure in the void. This figure was the supreme expert Panga's body. Great Emperor Expert. Impossible. Seeing this, the Queen of the Abyss's face changed drastically. This terrifying expert wasn't someone she could fight against. Although she knew that this wasn't Pangu's true body, even if it was just a clone, it was still very terrifying. Moreover, this clone's strength was as strong as Panga's true body. However, this clone couldn't be maintained for long. Moreover, it consumed a lot of energy. There was probably only one chance to summon it. However, Even if the time was limited, this wasn't something she could fight against. Little abyssal demon, how dare you challenge my dignity? Pengu opened his eyes. A terrifying divine light burst out from his eyes. This light hit the Queen of the Abyss instantly. She couldn't dodge at all. Boom! With a loud bang, the Queen of the Abyss was sent flying and crashed into the tall mountain. The entire mountain collapsed. PFFF, the Queen of the Abyss spat out a mouthful of blood, her eyes flashing with madness. In front of him, a piece of armor shattered. My demonic emperor armor actually shattered. The Queen of the Abyss's eyes were filled with fear. Great emperors were terrifying. Moreover, this great emperor wasn't an ordinary great emperor. He was probably an invincible great emperor. Although her cultivation had already reached the fourth step great sovereign realm, and she was only one step away from becoming a demon emperor. That one step? No, it should be said that it was only half a step. It was just a slight difference, but it was a world of difference. She was pleasantly surprised to meet Yang Hongwu this time. She was very clear about this space. If she wanted to break through, she had to break through the 5 extreme space. This world was an abandoned world. It could also be said that it was a captive world. This was the slaughterhouse of the sky domain in the 9 heavens, 10 earths. It was the pasture of the sky domain. All the geniuses of the major forces in the 9 heavens, 10 earths had to come here to gain experience. The natives of the 5 extreme space became their hunting targets. The Queen of the Abyss was also a native of the 5 extreme space. She was also a target to be hunted. Back when she was just an ordinary abyssal demon, she almost died in the hands of a sky domain genius. However, she had been lucky that time. That heaven domain genius had encountered a heart devil at a critical moment, and she had taken advantage of that opportunity to kill that heaven domain genius. Furthermore, she had obtained all of his treasures. Most importantly, she had obtained a supreme cultivation technique. It was the supreme demonic book. Although it was incomplete, its power was terrifying and contained unparalleled mysteries. She was extremely talented. She actually comprehended a terrifying demonic technique from this incomplete book. This technique was called the Abyss Demonic Book. At the same time, she found a supreme treasure trove and obtained several powerful demonic treasures. One of them was this broken armor. Wait, I admit defeat. At this time, she saw Pengu's real body attacking her again. That terrifying giant axe seemed to be able to split the world. If she was hit by this terrifying giant axe, she would definitely die without a burial place. You want to surrender now? It's too late. Yang Hongwu coldly snorted. He wasn't a fool. He wouldn't give up on killing the Queen of the Abyss at this time. If he gave up now, he wouldn't be her opponent when the Panga true body disappeared. Yang Hongwu wouldn't allow such a situation to happen. After all, for his own safety and the safety of his woman, Yang Hongwu would never take such a risk. Panga heaven splitting. The Panga true body roared and chopped down with the giant axe. A crack was split open in the void. A terrifying aura pierced through the vast sky. I'm not willing to accept this. The Queen of the Abyss roared. It wasn't easy for me to cultivate to this level. I'm only one step away from becoming a supreme demonic emperor. I'm not willing to accept this. I can't die like this. To Yang Hongwu's surprise, the Queen of the Abyss actually erupted at this time. Mysterious laws appeared one after another. These were the supreme demonic laws. Yang Hongwu couldn't be clearer about these supreme demonic laws. The appearance of these supreme demonic laws meant that the Queen of the Abyss had comprehended the supreme demonic laws. She was about to break through and become a demonic emperor. However, so what if she broke through? Even if she broke through now, could she defeat the Panga true body? Although the Panga true body wasn't as strong as the Panga true body at this time, it was still extraordinary. The Panga true body's strength had surpassed the great emperor realm. Even if he couldn't unleash 100% of his strength, it was enough to kill a demonic emperor in the initial stage of the great emperor realm. That axe could split open the chaos. It could even split open the heavens and earth, let alone a female demonic emperor who had just advanced. Therefore, Yang Hongwu didn't care about the Queen of the Abyss breakthrough at all. Gotcha! At this moment, a passageway appeared in the void. It was a supreme passageway to receive people. This is the passage to the demonic realm. Yang Hongwu's face changed when he saw the passage and felt the power within. There were also demonic realms in the Jiutian City. The demonic realms were opposite to the heavenly realm. There were supreme demonic emperors in the demonic realms, just like how there were supreme emperors in the heavenly realm. The heavenly realm and the demonic realms had always been rivals. The Nine Heavens realm also had the 9 demonic realms. The Jiutian City referred to the 9 heavens, but not the 9 demonic realms. Boom! Chapter 793. An unknown and terrifying expert, however. The Panga true body also suffered a backlash from this attack and turned back into Panga's heart. The energy entered Yang Hongwu's body and merged with his body. Although the Panga true body was extremely powerful, it wasn't Panga himself after all. The attack just now was a provocation to the ninefold demon realm. The demon realm was a supreme plane and was extremely powerful. Provoking the demon realm would result in a backlash from the laws of the demon realm. Because of this, the Pangu true body was completely shattered and turned back into Panga's heart. It consumed a lot of energy, and the remaining energy entered Yang Hongwu's body. Even though there wasn't much energy left, it was enough to heal Yang Hongwu's injuries and improve his cultivation. Yang Hongwu had consumed a lot of energy and was seriously injured, but he completely recovered in an instant. His cultivation was still improving. He reached the 4th level of the Venerable Realm in an instant. His Pangu True Body Secrets was cultivated to the 3rd level. The Pangu True Body Secrets had a total of 9 levels. Every time he cultivated a level, his physical body would improve greatly. It could be said that Yang Hongwu's physical strength was no weaker than an ordinary Saint Realm martial artist. In fact, he was much stronger. Such a huge change made Yang Hongwu feel incredulous. Powerful, it was really too powerful. Although he didn't kill the Queen of the Abyss, his cultivation had completely recovered and his strength had improved greatly. At this moment, he was no longer afraid of the Queen of the Abyss. Although her cultivation had broken through, she was now seriously injured and on the verge of death. She wasn't in much danger. Moreover, he wasn't the only one whose strength had improved this time. Ing Xiaorui's cultivation had also risen to the Great Saint Realm. Although she was only at the 1st level of the Great Saint Realm, her cultivation realm would rise to the Great Saint Realm after being possessed by the battle spirit. At that time, he would display the 9-dragon saint body and his trump card. The power he could erupt with would definitely be enough to deal with martial artists below the Great Emperor Realm, even if he couldn't kill a Great Emperor Realm expert. Yang Hongwu walked up slowly and looked at the severely injured Queen of the Abyss coldly. "We didn't expect this, did you? Cough, cough, young master. Do you have a heart to kill me?" When the Queen of the Abyss saw Yang Hongwu walking towards her with murderous intent, she put on a pitiful expression and looked at Yang Hongwu. "He's just a devil. Everyone has the right to kill him." Before Yang Hongwu could speak, Zhou Ryu spoke up coldly from the side. "Senior apprentice Brother Yang, this demoness should be beheaded. We cannot give her any chance to take advantage of us." "Yes, junior sister Zhou is right. This she-devil is the Queen of the Abyss. Her strength is very terrifying. If it wasn't for our husband's powerful trump card, we would have died in her hands. The she-devil of the Abyss is very cunning. She can't be trusted. Kill her! Kill her!" At this moment, everyone shouted loudly. They had almost died in the hands of this she-devil. Even if she was as beautiful as a fairy, no one dared to plead for her. At this moment, the Queen of the Abyss's expression changed slightly. Now that she was seriously injured, she could no longer charm Yang Hongwu and the others even though she still had her art of charm. Yang Hongwu's mental strength was too strong, and his strength had greatly improved. Now, in front of him, the Queen of the Abyss could not use her charm at all. After all, she was not like Heavenly Charm, whose charm had reached the highest level. Yang Hongwu raised his hand. Everyone stopped talking. "Do you have any last words?" Yang Hongwu looked at the Queen of the Abyss and asked. "You can't kill me." The Queen of the Abyss said, my realm has already broken through the demon overlord realm. Give me some time, and I can become a real demon overlord. If you give me a chance, you will have a demon overlord." Of course, the Queen of the Abyss did not want to die. She had cultivated to the demon overlord realm with great difficulty. So how could she be willing to die like this? Becoming a demon overlord was her lifelong wish. Now that she had succeeded in cultivating, she was unwilling to die. "Husband, you can't trust her. The Queen of the Abyss is extremely cunning, and her realm has already reached the demon overlord realm. If she recovers, there is no way to control her. At that time, if she has any bad intentions, all of us will die in her hands." Gu Shaoxian saw that Yang Hongwu was a little moved and hurriedly stopped him. "If you kill me, in this 5 extreme space, all of you will die without a doubt." The Queen of the Abyss said at this time, "If we don't kill you, we will be in danger. If we kill you, how can we die without a doubt?" At this time, Gu Xiaoer said coldly, "Without you, we won't have the biggest threat." "Haha, I'm afraid you've made a mistake. I'm not the strongest in the 5 extreme spaces. Moreover, not long ago, I felt a terrifying demonic power. That demonic power is much more terrifying than the demonic power I felt when I broke through the demon overlord realm. If you encounter him, you'll definitely die." The abyssal demon empress laughed loudly at this time. "What did you say?" Yuji said coldly. "Do you think you can fool us like this? You want us to spare your life? It's not that easy. Whether you believe it or not is your business." The Queen of the Abyss said, "If you don't believe me, you can kill me. I will wait for you below. I will kill you." The long sword in Zhou Ruyu's hand pierced towards the Queen of the Abyss's heart. Yang Hongwu waved his hand and blocked the sword. "Don't be impulsive. Senior brother Yang, this she-devil is lying. In order to survive, she is willing to do anything, not to mention lying." Zhou Ruyu said, "Senior brother, you must not be confused by this she-devil. I have my own plans." Yang Hongwu said lightly, "I believe in my husband. I believe in him too." Yuji, Gu Xiaoer, Zheng Qiushuang, Gu Shaoxian, and other women of Yang Hongwu all trusted Yang Hongwu 100% without reservation. But Zhou Ryu looked at everyone's eyes. Although she was unwilling in her heart, she did not dare to go against Yang Hongwu's words. "Okay, no need to say more." Yang Hongwu waved his hand and said, "I know what to do." Yang Hongwu looked at the Queen of the Abyss and said, "Tell me, what is going on? What is the origin of this powerful demon?" "I don't know who he is." The Queen of the Abyss said, "You don't know? Are you kidding me?" Yang Hongwu's eyes turned cold and said, "If you want to die, I can immediately fulfill your wish. I have not killed a demon overlord yet." Chapter 794. Another traitor, not a native of the 5 extreme spaces? Yang Hongwu's expression changed slightly. If a devil was not a native of the 5 extreme spaces, then this person was most likely Zetian. Only Zetian could be so powerful. Previously, Zetian's clone was already so terrifying. It was not impossible for his original body to break through to the great Emperor realm. If that was the case, then things would be troublesome. No wonder Zetian was so arrogant. It turned out that his original body had already broken through to the great Emperor realm. After that aura entered the 5 extreme spaces, all the powerful devils could sense it. Moreover, his aura is getting stronger and stronger. I suspect that he is devouring other devils to strengthen himself. The Queen of the Abyss said, "How do you know?" Yang Hongwu frowned and asked, "Because I feel that the aura of some powerful devils is constantly disappearing. Moreover, every time a powerful devil's aura disappears, the devil's aura will become stronger." The Queen of the Abyss said, "At first, I thought that you were in cahoots with him." Yang Hongwu smiled bitterly. It was impossible for them to be in cahoots. He and Zetian were sworn enemies. It was a life and death situation. "Senior brother, you can't trust this devil's words. She is very cunning." Zhou Ryu said, "That's right. I think she's up to no good. I believe her." Yang Hongwu said, "You really believe me?" The Queen of the Abyss was surprised when she saw that Yang Hongwu believed her so easily. She said, Aren't you afraid that I am lying to you? Lying to me? Yang Hongwu smiled and said, even if not all of what you said is true, 70% of it is the truth. The Queen of the Abyss was even more surprised when she heard Yang Hongwu's words, because she did not say all of the truth. Some of it was not true. How are you going to deal with me now? Are you going to kill me? The Queen of the Abyss asked. You are such a smart woman. Are you going to ask such a question? Yang Hongwu said, the choice is up to you. Do you want to die, or do you want to live? Of course I want to live. Then open your mind. Yang Hongwu said. The Queen of the Abyss was obviously unwilling. I can make a heavenly demon blood oath. No need. I don't believe in oath. I only believe in myself. Yang Hongwu said coldly. When one's strength reached a certain level, one could break through the shackles of the oath. Violating the oath would result in heavenly punishment. However, some people's strength or some treasures could resist the heavenly punishment. Although such things were rare, they did exist. Yang Hongwu was clear that Zetian had such a treasure in his hands. The heavenly fiend blood oath was nothing to him. The Queen of the Abyss was powerful. She was able to dominate the 5 extreme space. She was not simple. She might even have a powerful force behind her. So you only have 2 choices. One is to open your mind and let me plant a spiritual imprint. The other is to die in my hands. Yang Hongwu said, okay, you win. After a moment of silence, the Queen of the Abyss finally chose to give in. The Queen of the Abyss opened her mind. Yang Hongwu's eyes shot out a ray of light. This ray of light entered the Queen of the Abyss's forehead. Bang! Just as Yang Hongwu planted the spiritual imprint, a terrifying force suddenly bombarded Yang Hongwu's body. Yang Hongwu's entire person was like a kite with a broken string, and he was sent flying. The powerful force raged wildly in Yang Hongwu's body. The sudden change shocked everyone. No one had expected such a thing to happen. No one had expected that he would actually make a move against Yang Hongwu at such a crucial moment. Puff! Yang Hongwu spat out a mouthful of blood and looked at him coldly. Why are you doing this? I want Panga's heart. Zhou Ryu looked at Yang Hongwu and said coldly. A powerful aura erupted from her body. She hit it so well that even Yang Hongwu was mistaken. He did not expect her cultivation to be so powerful and terrifying. She was at least at the peak of the great sage realm. Panga's heart? Yang Hongwu looked at her and said, how do you know that I have Panga's heart? Not many people knew that he had Panga's heart. Even Tian Jinyun did not know. How did Zhou Ryu know that he had Panga's heart? This made Yang Hongwu very surprised. Suddenly, Yang Hongwu thought of a person. That person was Zetian. Back in the witch world, those people did not know that he had Panga's heart. The only person who knew was Zetian. Are you from Zetian? Yang Hongwu asked. You are very smart. My name is not Zhou Ryu, but Zi Ryu. Zhou Ryu. No, it should be Zi Ryu. She looked at Yang Hongwu. The demonic sword in her hand exuded a powerful aura. This terrifying aura locked on Yang Hongwu. As long as Yang Hongwu dared to do anything, she would immediately attack and kill Yang Hongwu with her sword. Zi Ryu, I am very surprised. What kind of cultivation technique did you practice? You can hide it so well. Your cultivation is not even comparable to the Supreme Elder of the Tianyi Immortal Mansion. The Tianyi Immortal Mansion had a strong foundation. Those who could enter the sect and become a core disciple would be focused on inspection. Only after passing the inspection of the Divine Mirror of Truth could one become a core disciple. Zhou Ryu was the strongest true disciple in Tianling Peak other than Gu Shaoxian. How could she hide it so easily? Moreover, her strength was so strong. She had lived in Tianling Peak for so many years without revealing it. This was really too shocking. You don't need to know these things. I will ask you one more time. Hand over Panga's heart, or I will kill all of you. At this moment, Zi Ryu shouted sternly. Kill all of us? Yang Hongwu laughed. What are you laughing at? Zi Ryu's face changed slightly. She said coldly, if you don't hand it over, then I will kill a few people first. As she said that, Zi Ryu's demonic sword moved. A sword light slashed towards Little Miss Muddle. Little Miss Muddle's talent was very high. but she did not work hard in cultivation. Although her cultivation was not the weakest, she did not have much fighting strength. Facing this sword, little Miss Muddle looked at it blankly. She still did not understand why senior sister Zhou Ruyu would become like this. She also did not expect that Zhou Ruyu would attack her. Normally, Zhou Ruyu was very good to her. Do you have the ability to kill people in front of me? Yang Hongwu snorted and shot out a finger force. Boom! Chapter 795. Mythical Beast Impossible. You were hit by my soul-perishing palm. How could you block my attack? Ziryu looked at Yang Hongwu in shock. She had just ambushed Yang Hongwu and hit him with her soul-perishing palm. The soul-perishing palm was an emperor technique with terrifying power. When cultivated to the extreme, even an invincible great emperor would find it difficult to block it. Yang Hongwu didn't dare to think that a mere Exalt Realm expert would be able to resist such a terrifying palm technique. Even though she hadn't cultivated it to the advanced stage, it still wasn't something a mere Exalt Realm expert could resist. No matter how great his natural talent was or how formidable he was, it was impossible for him to remain completely unharmed. Moreover, he was planting a spiritual imprint on the Queen of the Abyss. At the critical moment, he was hit by her palm. How could he be unscathed? Your palm technique is indeed powerful. The soul-perishing Great Emperor's palm technique is indeed extraordinary. However, do you really think you hit me? Yang Hongwu sneered. All along, Yang Hongwu had suspected that there was more than one hidden traitor in his team. Therefore, when he planted a spiritual imprint on the Queen of the Abyss, he held back. As expected, Zi Ruyu attacked at this moment. However, Yang Hongwu never expected that the traitor would be Zhou Ruyu. Yang Hongwu thought that the most likely person was Chen Wanyu. However, he did not expect it to be Zhou Ruyu. Of course, what surprised Yang Hongwu was that Zhou Ruyu, no, Zi Ruyu, had cultivated the Emperor technique created by the soul-perishing Great Emperor. Yang Hongwu had met the soul-perishing Great Emperor once before. Back in the ancient Desolation Continent, the soul-perishing Great Emperor had saved his life. If it wasn't for the soul-perishing Great Emperor, it was hard to imagine what would have happened to him. Doppelganger? This is your doppelganger? Ziryu saw another Yang Hongwu walking out and finally understood why Yang Hongwu was unscathed. So it was just a clone. I Chi into 3 pure ones. This is the Emperor technique of I Chi into 3 pure ones from the Kunlun Immortal Abode. How can you cultivate it? Moreover, it has already reached such a level. If others could cultivate clones, why couldn't he? He got too excited all of a sudden and exposed his identity in advance. This made Ziryu very regretful. It seemed that you know a lot. That's right, this is the Kunlun Immortal Abode's Emperor technique, 1 Chi into 3 pure ones. Yang Hongwu said, Now I want to know why you want Panga's heart. Are you trying to help Zitian? Yang Hongwu, don't think that you could defeat me just because you avoided my sneak attack. After all, your cultivation is only at the 4th level of the Venerable Realm. My cultivation has long surpassed yours. I'm only a step away from becoming a true Great Emperor. Coupled with my death palm, it's impossible for you to stop me. Ziryu went completely mad as her aura became violet. In the space, a terrifying power was condensed. This terrifying power continued to condense, forming a gigantic beast in the void. It's the Death Divine Beast. Gu Shaoxian shouted, Everyone be careful. Step back and let me deal with it. Yang Hongwu didn't care at all. So what if it was the Death Divine Beast? Moreover, it wasn't the real Death Divine Beast. It was just a wisp of its soul. The Death Divine Beast's aura was released from the demonic sword in Ziryu's hand. It seemed that the demonic sword wasn't simple. It actually sealed a wisp of the Death Divine Beast's soul. Its power was indeed terrifying when it was fully unleashed. Unfortunately, it encountered Yang Hongwu. He was someone who cultivated the Beast Taming Heart Sutra. The Beast Taming Heart Sutra wasn't lethal to human warriors, but to beasts, be it exotic beasts, fierce beasts, immortal beasts, or divine beasts, they couldn't escape the suppression of the Beast Taming Heart Sutra. World of Beasts. A huge ring appeared in Yang Hongwu's right hand. This was the Beast Taming Ring. It could control any savage beast, including the Death Divine Beast. A real Death Divine Beast was terrifying and powerful. Even an invincible Great Emperor wouldn't be a match for an adult Death Divine Beast. However, Yang Hongwu wasn't afraid of this wisp of soul at all. As soon as the beast taming ring appeared, it shone brightly and flew out, wrapping itself around the Death Divine Beast's neck. Roar! The Death Divine Beast roared, shaking the heavens and earth. A terrifying power erupted from its body, and the ground around it was smashed into pieces by the impact of this terrifying power. However, in the next moment, the Death Divine Beast struggled. At this moment, it was completely out of control. After a few breaths, the Death Divine Beast entered the demonic sword and turned into a demonic sword. Ding! With a crisp sound, the demonic sword hit the beast taming ring. It tried to break free from the suppression of the beast taming ring. Yang Hongwu's expression changed. When the wisp of soul of the Death Divine Beast entered the demonic sword, it became the weapon spirit of the demonic sword and was protected by the demonic sword. The demonic sword wasn't suppressed by the beast taming ring. In fact, the grade of the beast taming ring wasn't even as high as Ziruyu's demonic sword. Oomph! Yang Hongwu snorted. Did it think that it couldn't do anything after entering the demonic sword? Yang Hongwu took out another item with his right hand. It was the 10,000 Beast Totem. As soon as the 10,000 Beast Totem appeared, it seemed to have turned into a world of its own. It almost covered the entire sky. In the huge catalog, a terrifying vortex was formed. This terrifying vortex produced a huge suction force. This terrifying suction force acted on the demonic sword. Damn it! Ziruyu shouted. She raised her hands, and a burst of power erupted. Dense demonic chi poured into the demonic sword. The demonic sword that was about to be completely suppressed suddenly showed signs of breaking through the suppression. However, how could Yang Hongwu let Ziruyu do as she wished? He raised his hand and condensed his magic power on his left hand. He pointed a finger at the void. Demonic finger. A golden finger appeared in the void. A golden ray of light broke through the void and attacked Ziruyu's forehead. Damn it! Ziruyu knew that Yang Hongwu's combat strength was shocking, but she didn't expect him to be so difficult to deal with. After all, his cultivation was only at the 4th level of the Martial Saint realm. If he made a breakthrough and entered the Martial Saint realm, he might even be able to fight against a great Emperor realm warrior. Just as the golden finger of light was about to hit Ziruyu's body, she opened her mouth and a purple beam of light shot out of it. The purple ray of light collided with the golden finger of light. Bang! Chapter 796. Ancient demon bloodline Yang Hongwu and Ziruyu were both sent flying by the impact. Yin Yang First Revolution, Fire and Water Lotus. Yin Yang Second Revolution, Yin Yang Great Wheel. Yin Yang Third Revolution, Yin Yang Great Palm. Combine. Yang Hongwu's body erupted with a strong Yin Yang force. The two forces of Yin and Yang, one black and one white, intertwined to form a giant dragon. This giant dragon ferociously rushed towards Ziruyu. Solar Strike, break for me. Ziruyu was also furious. Her jade-like hand suddenly punched out. The fist energy broke through the sky and heavily bombarded Yang Hongwu's giant dragon. The two forces once again caused a huge explosion. The impact of the chi energy caused the surroundings to become a mess. Yin Yang Soul Lock spell. At this time, Yang Hongwu's huge mental strength gathered together to form a sword condensed from mental strength. All of a sudden, it rushed towards Ziruyu. Buzz. Ziruyu's cultivation was indeed very strong. However, in terms of mental strength and soul attacks, she was far inferior to Yang Hongwu. After all, Yang Hongwu also cultivated the Spirit-Refining Heart Sutra, which was the supreme cultivation method of the Spirit-Refining Great Emperor. This allowed Yang Hongwu's mental strength and soul to become incomparably strong. In addition, the Yin Yang Soul Lock spell was a supreme secret technique of the 9 Yin Yang transformation art. When used, its power was naturally incomparably strong. Just this one blow instantly stunned Ziruyu. Blood came out from her nose and mouth. Yang Hongwu did not show mercy. He raised his spiritual power and launched an even more powerful attack. Moreover, the array was also activated. He took out the treasures in his hand. The myriad beast totem, heaven punishment battle chart, Yama's invitation, etc. These treasures were all taken out by him. They formed a huge force that crushed towards Ziryu. Bang! Ziryu was sent flying by this domineering force. Then, she slammed heavily into a mountain. The mountain was destroyed by the impact. At this time, Yang Hongwu had also consumed a lot of energy. The series of attacks, just now, had consumed almost all of his strength. Taking a deep breath, Yang Hongwu swallowed a pill and walked towards Ziryu. At this time, Ziryu was almost on her last breath. Her entire body had been severely impacted by Yang Hongwu's power. She had almost become a cripple. If she wanted to recover, it would take at least a few decades. Ziryu, I'll give you a chance to live. Yang Hongwu looked at Ziryu and said coldly. Ziryu had obtained the Morning Soul Emperor's cultivation technique, which made Yang Hongwu very curious. There was no doubt that the Morning Soul Emperor was strong. She was a powerful empress. Although she wasn't an invincible empress, she was still very strong. Furthermore, Yang Hongwu had encountered the clone of the Morning Soul Emperor in the ancient region. Actually, it was all thanks to the Morning Soul Emperor that Hua Qinshue was able to break free from the shackles of her battle spirit, and her strength had already attained the Exalt realm. Tell me how you obtained the Morning Soul Emperor's cultivation technique. You want the Morning Soul Emperor's inheritance? You're dreaming. Ziryu said coldly. Winner takes all. If I wasn't too impatient, how could I have failed? Yang Hongwu, don't be a hypocrite. Just kill me. Kill you. Yang Hongwu chuckled and said, It's easy to kill you, but not now. If you don't tell me, I have a way to get it. I think you should know that there's a secret technique in this world called Soul Search. I can easily obtain all of your memories. This Soul Search is also in the Morning Soul Emperor's inheritance. Yang Hongwu said, Once you use the Soul Search, you should know the consequences. Ahem. Ziryu coughed a few times and sneered. Soul-searching technique? You want to search my soul? Naive. Since I've obtained the Morning Soul Emperor's inheritance, how could I be searched by a soul-searching technique? Unless you reach the Great Emperor realm, you might be able to do it. You're just a mere Exalt realm. Although your combat strength is strong, it's a fool's dream to search my soul. Ziryu's face revealed a disdainful smile. Stubborn. In that case, let me give it a try. Yang Hongwu said as he prepared to perform a soul-searching technique. At this moment, Hua Qinshue's voice entered Yang Hongwu's mind. Yang Hongwu, wait. Yang Hongwu moved his mind. Although Hua Qinshue had broken the battle spirit contract with him, they could still communicate with each other through their minds. Hua Qinshue had been cultivating in the clear sky pagoda, and now she was getting stronger. What Yang Hongwu didn't expect was that Hua Qinshue would wake up at this time. She was at a critical moment in her cultivation, and now she woke up for Ziryu. This surprised Yang Hongwu. Yang Hongwu summoned Hua Qinshue. Qinshue, why did you stop me? Yang Hongwu looked at Hua Qinshue with confusion and asked, Let me talk to her. At this moment, Hua Qinshue looked at Ziryu and said, It's you. Ziryu saw it. Hua Qinshue's face changed. She looked at Ziryu coldly, with hatred in her eyes. You know each other? Yang Hongwu's mind moved. Could it be that Ziryu and Hua Qinshue were related? Hua Qinshue had left with the Morning Soul Emperor, and Ziryu also had the Morning Soul Emperor's inheritance. Could it be that Ziryu was also the Morning Soul Emperor's disciple? If so, why would Ziryu have such a strong demonic chi in her body? Why would the Morning Soul Emperor's disciple abandon herself? Senior sister. Hua Qinshue looked at Ziryu and said, Don't call me senior sister. I'm not worthy. Ziryu said, Senior sister? Yang Hongwu was shocked. It was just as he thought. Could it be that this was a melodramatic drama? Yang Hongwu smiled bitterly. It seemed that things were more or less as he had guessed. Ziryu was the Morning Soul Emperor's disciple. Or was it because of Hua Qianxue that Ziruyu was jealous and thought that the Morning Soul Emperor wanted to give the inheritance to Hua Qianxue and betrayed her master? Senior sister, why do you have to do this? You know that master didn't mean it that way. He had his reasons for not letting you practice the Morning Soul Scripture. Hua Qianxue said, you still have the face to say that? If it wasn't for you, how could I have fallen to this point? How could I betray my master? Ziruyu was very emotional at this moment. She looked at Hua Qianxue with hatred. Senior sister, your heart isn't firm enough. If you practice the Morning Soul Scripture, you will definitely go crazy. Look at your situation now. Isn't that the case? Hua Qianxue said, my heart isn't firm enough. It's all fake. Isn't it because I have the ancient demon bloodline in my body? Ziruyu said coldly. Ancient demon bloodline. Yang Hongwu did not expect that there was such a thing. Chapter 797. True Demon Incarnation. Ancient Demon Bloodline? Yang Hongwu's eyes lit up. No wonder there was a familiar aura in her body. It was the ancient demon bloodline. If he could activate the ancient demon bloodline in her body, her strength would increase by leaps and bounds, reaching an unbelievable level. Let me handle it, Yang Hongwu said. Kill me if you have the guts, Ziruyu shouted. Wouldn't it be too easy for you if I killed you? Yang Hongwu's eyes flashed coldly. It's not a bad idea to let you be my slave. It just so happens that I'm lacking a female slave. You're dreaming. Ziruyu's eyes flashed with anger. You're not willing to say anything. Wait until you're my female slave. You'll tell me everything I ask you. Yang Hongwu. Before Hua Qianxue could finish her words, Yang Hongwu interrupted her. Look at her hatred. If I let her go, I can't let my woman be in danger. So, if I don't kill her, I can only control her. All right. Hua Qianxue sighed. Don't worry. She'll be fine. If you don't kill me, you'll regret it, Ziruyu said fiercely. Yang Hongwu smiled and said, in my life, I've never regretted it. In my dictionary, there's no such word as regret. As he said that, Yang Hongwu stretched out his right hand. A burst of power erupted, enveloping Ziruyu in an instant. This was demonic power, the power of the ancient demon. The power of the ancient demon formed a powerful rune. This rune was ancient and mysterious, possessing a terrifying power. This was the demon-devouring rune. This demon-devouring rune suddenly turned into a huge demonic dragon, the demon-devouring dragon. It began to devour the demonic chi in Ziruyu's body, bit by bit. No, no, Ziruyu screamed. Her eyes were filled with fear. She felt her strength disappearing. The origin energy in her body was being devoured. Even her powerful ancient devil bloodline was being devoured. The reason why she was so strong was because of the trace of ancient devil bloodline. Even if it was only a trace of ancient devil power, it was still very terrifying. That was her source. This was the origin of her battle physique. If it was devoured, her aptitude would plummet and so would her strength. At that time, she would become a cripple, a useless cripple who couldn't even trust a chicken. Not long after, Ziruyu's demon power and ancient demon bloodline were completely devoured by Yang Hongwu. Yang Hongwu, Hua Qianxue, you too will die a horrible death. She kept cursing. Umph. Yang Hongwu coldly snorted. Stubborn. Don't test my patience. Kill me. Kill me if you have the guts. Shut up. Yang Hongwu reached out and instantly sealed her mouth. At this time, Yang Hongwu felt some changes in his body. The power in his right hand began to increase and even spread to his entire body. Yang Hongwu's face changed. Black scales appeared on his right hand. What's going on? Husband, what's wrong? Seeing the changes in Yang Hongwu, Yuji and the others were worried. I'm fine. Protect me. At this time, a cultivation technique appeared in Yang Hongwu's mind. It was the primordial true demon technique. Yang Hongwu took a deep breath. This primordial true demon technique was the true demon technique. It was the true supreme demon technique. The primordial true demon was not a real demon. It was not like the evil demon that had no consciousness and only knew how to kill. The primordial true demon was actually a human. However, It was a branch of the human race in the primordial era. Its strength was very terrifying, just like the witch race in the Eldritch 3 realms. The primordial true demon clan and the primordial human clan had the same ancestor and the same bloodline. It was only because they cultivated different cultivation techniques that they became different. In that era, two super geniuses appeared in the human clan. Neither of them was willing to submit to the other. They created two completely different cultivation techniques. One was the primordial true demon technique, and the other was the primordial true immortal technique. One was extremely domineering and filled with devil chi, while the other was ethereal and filled with immortal chi. The powerful cultivation techniques created by the two of them continued to evolve, turning one race into two races, becoming two opposing races. The bloodline in Ziruyu's body was the bloodline of that supreme expert. In fact, it was the true demon bloodline, not the primordial demon bloodline. Primordial true demon body. Yang Hongwu roared, and an incarnation appeared. This was a real incarnation, the primordial true demon body. This incarnation was filled with devil chi. All the power in its right hand was converted, forming a powerful true demon body. Yang Hongwu was overjoyed. He did not expect that there would be such a huge benefit. His devil hand was completely destroyed. However, in this way, the strength of his original body was greatly reduced. Originally, his combat strength was amazing and could kill a great saint expert. But now his combat strength was reduced by many times. Now, he could only deal with saints. However, the true demon body was very terrifying. Its combat strength was very heaven-defying. It was only a little bit away from breaking through to the great demon saint realm. The primordial true demon technique was to cultivate the devil body. Therefore, Yang Hongwu's incarnation became the true demon body. The strength of a devil cultivator was the same as the cultivation of the human clan. From the honorable to the great demon saint, and then to the great demon saint, and then to the demon emperor. Yang Hongwu's incarnation was in the great demon saint realm. It was only a step away from the peak of the great demon saint realm. Moreover, its combat strength was very terrifying. When Yang Hongwu cultivated the primordial true demon technique and transformed into the true demon body, he thought it through. He converted the power of the Pangu true body and the primordial true demon technique in his right hand into the true demon body. As for his original body, he cultivated the 9 revolutions yin-yang art, the Tao of Dragon, the immortal dragon body, and the refined spirit heart sutra. If he cultivated to a certain level and merged the true demon body with his original body, he would have a chance to enter the great emperor realm. This was an intuition. If he did not cultivate like this, he might never be able to break through to the great emperor realm. Why are there 2 senior brothers? This doesn't seem to be an incarnation. Husband, what's going on? One was Yang Hongwu with a strong demonic chi, and the other was Yang Hongwu with a weak aura. Obviously, the one with a weak aura was the original body, and the one that appeared later was a clone of his right hand. It's nothing. I just converted the demonic chi in my right hand into an incarnation, the true demon incarnation. Yang Hongwu said with a faint smile. Yang Hongwu waved his hand, and the true demon incarnation disappeared. In the next moment, he appeared in the little devil world. Cultivating in the little devil world. This true demon incarnation would be his greatest trump card. Chapter 798. People from the realm of heaven. The bloodline in your body no longer has the ancient devil bloodline. Yang Hongwu said to Ziruyu, "You have a chance to start over." Hee. Ziruyu looked at Yang Hongwu and sneered. "You're crying crocodile tears. You've taken away my bloodline origin. How am I supposed to cultivate now? I become an ordinary cripple." At this moment, Ziruyu was looking at Yang Hongwu with hatred. Yang Hongwu stopped talking. Hua Qinxue felt that Yang Hongwu was going too far and glared at him. "You think so too?" Yang Hongwu felt a little depressed when he saw that Hua Qinxue did not believe him. "I believe that since husband said that she can cultivate, she should be able to cultivate." At this time, Yuji spoke up. I believe my husband is not that kind of person. Hushio also nodded. Yang Hongwu sighed and said, she doesn't only have the ancient devil bloodline in her body. She also has a powerful bloodline, but it hasn't been opened yet. It's just that she doesn't have a suitable cultivation method. If she had a suitable cultivation method, her bloodline might not be any worse than the ancient devil bloodline. You're saying that I can cultivate again? At that moment, Ziruyu's eyes widened as she looked at Yang Hongwu. Her original resentment had disappeared quite a bit. Of course you can, but don't you want to take revenge on me and cut me into 1,000 pieces? Yang Hongwu looked at her and said, I won't be at ease. You're still afraid of me? Ziruyu asked when she heard this. You think too much. Anyone would be afraid. Do you know that your hatred is simply frightening? If it wasn't for Hua Qianchue's plea, I would definitely kill you, Yang Hongwu said coldly. Before Yang Hongwu could finish his words, a huge pillar of light appeared in the sky. This pillar of light was a passageway. Yang Hongwu's complexion changed. This passageway was the passageway to the realm of heaven. Yang Hongwu could feel the aura of the realm of heaven. In the passageway, an aura locked onto Yang Hongwu. Within this aura, there was a terrifying, murderous intent. It was targeted at Yang Hongwu, the realm of heaven. At this time, there was a realm, ancient realm of heaven's path. Who was this person? A thought flashed through Yang Hongwu's mind. He didn't have many enemies in the heaven domain who wanted to deal with him. As far as he knew, the only person who hated him to the bone was probably Sun Gong, the supreme elder of the Tianyi Divine Palace. His son, Sun Nung, was killed by Yang Hongwu. At that time, he wanted to deal with Yang Hongwu, but he had no way to do so. But in the 5 extreme space, there were no restrictions like in the ancient domain. It was normal for him to find people from the heaven domain to deal with him. Kill him for me. A voice came from the tunnel. Yes, Elder Sunday, another voice sounded, and a tall figure appeared in front of everyone. This person was tall and had a terrifying aura all over his body. He held a huge iron hammer in his hands. You're Yang Hongwu? You got guts. You actually dared to kill Elder Sun's son? Li Samba looked at Yang Hongwu and said, but you are so weak. How can you kill Sun Nung? Yang Hongwu's aura was very weak. He was just a venerable realm expert. A mere venerable realm expert had actually killed Sun Nung. One must know that although Sun Nung's strength wasn't great, he wasn't someone a venerable realm expert could kill. Moreover, Yang Hongwu had a powerful trump card in his hand, which was the 10,000 kill needles. The power of the 10,000 kill needles was infinite. Even a great sage realm martial artist could not resist it. When encountering a great sage realm peak martial artist, escaping was absolutely no problem. How could he die in the hands of such a weak person? At this time, the passage had already been sealed. Yang Hongwu looked at him coldly. This guy's strength was not ordinary. His cultivation was at the great sage realm. Although he wasn't at the great sage realm peak, he was still very powerful. If Yang Hongwu relied on his true body, he wouldn't be a match for him. However, he still had a trump card, which was his incarnation. Once the incarnation attacked, it was still possible to kill him. Sun Nung, that heavenly domain emissary, are you here to avenge him? You have to think carefully. Sun Nung was very arrogant and insufferably arrogant. He thought that he was invincible, but in the end, he still died in my hands. If you know what's good for you, leave by yourself. Otherwise, you will still lose your life. Yang Hongwu said, Huh. Hearing Yang Hongwu's words, Li Samba laughed wildly as if he had heard the funniest thing in the world. You, a mere venerable realm expert, actually want to kill me? You're just a toad yawning. What big tone. Since you're courting death, I'll send you on your way. A cold light flashed in Yang Hongwu's eyes, and something appeared in his hand. It was the 10,000 kill needle that he obtained from Sun Nung. Yang Hongwu asked little Miss Muddle to study this 10,000 kill needle. However, little Miss Muddle couldn't make the real 10,000 kill needle, but she made many imitations. Although these imitations weren't as powerful as the real 10,000 kill needle, their power couldn't be underestimated. It was absolutely no problem for them to deal with venerable realm experts. This is the 10,000 kill needle? Li Samba was shocked when he saw the thing in Yang Hongwu's hand. As Sun Gong's trusted disciple, how could he not know about the 10,000 kill needle? This 10,000 kill needle was extremely powerful. Even Sun Gong only had 2 of them, and one of them was given to his son, Sun Nung. But he never expected that the 10,000 kill needle would fall into Yang Hongwu's hand. No wonder Sun Nung was killed so easily. It turned out that the 10,000 kill needle in his hand didn't move at all. It fell into Yang Hongwu's hand. At this moment, Li Samba wanted to curse. That trash Sun Nung. Not only did he die, he actually let such a terrifying treasure fall into the hands of the enemy. He came to avenge him, but he still had to face the 10,000 kill needle. It seems that you recognize this thing. The 10,000 kill needle is extremely powerful. You could try and see if I can kill you. Yang Hongwu looked at Li Samba. Haha, just kidding, just kidding. I'll leave now. Li Samba's eyes kept turning as he thought of a way. Although Li Samba was tall, he wasn't a simple-minded person. Although the 10,000 kill needle was terrifying, the mission had to be completed. If he couldn't complete the mission, then his master, Sun Gong, would definitely not let him go. However, he couldn't take the 10,000 kill needle head-on. He wasn't a fool. He turned around and flew away. Chapter 799. Sneak Attack. Counterattack. A white light flashed, and a sharp thorn pierced through the void. It was about to pierce Yang Hongwu's heart. Sneak attack. Be careful. At this moment, Yuji and the others saw this scene and shouted. Yang Hongwu had already expected this. He had already let activate the delusion breaker eye. Although Li Samba's concealment technique was powerful, how could he hide from the delusion breaker eye? 1 chi into 3 pure ones. Yang Hongwu snorted, and his figure changed. The one that was hit instantly turned into a clone. True demon incarnation, come out. The true demon incarnation appeared. As soon as the incarnation appeared, a terrifying demonic aura soared into the sky. True demon world annihilation slash. A terrifying saber light appeared. The true demon incarnation attacked with all its might, erupting with the power of Pangu. The sky-devouring demonic rune absorbed the power of heaven and earth and merged with the supreme power of the demonic Tao, turning into a terrifying saber. This terrifying saber slashed down fiercely. Crack! With a crisp sound, the saber light instantly pierced through Li Samba's body. Bang! Li Samba instantly activated his protective divine skill. The magical power of the 3-colored light formed a powerful defensive barrier, protecting him within. Yang Hongwu's saber collided with the defensive barrier, creating a loud sound. The defensive barrier was instantly shattered, and Li Samba's body was sent flying. Die for me. At this moment, Yang Hongwu's main body also launched an attack. He raised both hands, and a golden light condensed into a golden saber in his hand. 9-Dragon Saber. Yang Hongwu had not used a saber technique for a long time. At this moment, Yang Hongwu's entire body merged with the surrounding aura. At this moment, he entered a mysterious state. 9 dragons break the heavens. With a slash, 9 divine dragons danced wildly, roaring. The dragon's aura burst out, and the sky dimmed. Under this supreme, domineering power, it was overshadowed. Boom! Yang Hongwu's saber slashed fiercely on Li Samba's body. The defensive barrier was instantly shattered. The saber viciously slashed at Samba Li's body. The golden light rushed into his body. His body was like a kite with a broken string. He was sent flying once again. Yang Hongwu was unforgiving. A talisman and a 10,000 kill needle appeared in his hand. The talisman turned into countless icicles and bombarded Li Samba. It was so densely packed that no one could block it. The 10,000 killing needles were the same. They were pitch black, like a heavy rain. Countless thin needles shot out, and their target was also Li Samba. Yang Hongwu hadn't tested the replica of the 10,000 kill needle yet. This time, he wanted to see how powerful the 10,000 kill needle was. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. The densely packed steel needles instantly pierced into Li Samba's body. If Li Samba was at his peak, This fake 10,000 kill needle would not be able to cause such great damage to him. However, it was different now. After all, when Lee Samba ambushed Yang Hongwu, he was counterattacked by Yang Hongwu, causing him to be seriously injured. Cough, cough. Lee Samba suffered a series of attacks and felt bitter in his heart. He was no longer as arrogant as before. He thought that this was a good job, but he didn't expect to meet such a terrifying monster in the lower realm. This kid's cultivation was clearly not strong, but he was able to erupt with such powerful fighting strength. What was even more terrifying was that his calculations were too powerful. Even someone like him, who was good at scheming, fell for it. This guy was truly terrifying. Too terrifying. If he grew up in a few more days, there wouldn't be many people in the entire Qingyun realm who could be compared to him. The only people who could contend against him were those true monsters in the four divine palaces. Ordinary elders were not this kid's opponent at all. However, it was too late to regret now. Escape. He had to escape from here as soon as possible. This kid was definitely not a kind and soft-hearted person. He took out a talisman and crushed it in an instant. It turned into a yellowish-brown light that enveloped him. This was an earth talisman. It could borrow the power of the earth law of the 5 elements to teleport away. Talisman? Earth talisman? It's not enough. Yang Hongwu already knew when he saw Lee Samba take out the talisman. Yang Hongwu was very familiar with talismans. After all, he was a powerful talisman master. Heaven imprisoning talisman. Yang Hongwu also took out a few talismans. These talismans were immediately infused with power by Yang Hongwu. In the next moment, the talismans exploded with a bright light, forming a huge prison in the void. This huge prison suddenly enveloped Lee Samba. Lee Samba had no time to dodge at all. There was no possibility of dodging at all. In an instant, he was enveloped in it. Bang! Although he used the earth talisman, there was no way to break the shackles of the heavenly prison talisman. He couldn't break the seal of the heavenly prison talisman. No matter how he used it, it was all in vain. After a few times, Lee Samba consumed a lot of spiritual power in his body. Lee Samba, it's impossible for you to escape. Since you dare to come to kill me, you should be prepared to be killed by me. Yang Hongwu looked at Lee Samba coldly and said, Yang Hongwu, do you think you have me? Lee Samba's face was ugly. He looked at Yang Hongwu with a sharp gaze. His tone was also very sharp. It was like an unsheathed treasure sword. Immortal devouring demonic vine, come out. Lee Samba stretched out his right hand. From his right arm, a dark green vine grew. This vine kept growing and dancing crazily. Each and every vine was like a terrifying whip or malevolent viper. Yang Hongwu could feel a terrifying power from these vines. Big brother, let me deal with these demonic vines. Originally, Yang Hongwu was very wary of these demonic vines. However, at this moment, in the depths of Yang Hongwu's spiritual abode, Nini used her consciousness to communicate with him. Hearing Nini's words, Yang Hongwu couldn't help but recall the time when he had first obtained Nini. At that time, Nini was just a piece of wood. Previously, he had obtained a piece of the heaven-climbing vine by chance. When he placed the heaven-climbing vine in his storage space together with the piece of wood that Nini had transformed into, the heaven-climbing vine was devoured. The heaven-climbing vine was devoured and disappeared. This showed Nini's terrifying strength. As the longevity ancient tree, it was one of the strongest and most terrifying trees in the 9 heavens 10 earths. When Nini's aura appeared, those demonic vines retreated when they came into contact with Yang Hongwu. They didn't dare to get close to Yang Hongwu at all. When he saw this, Lee Samba's eyes widened. He couldn't believe his own eyes. Chapter 800. Blood Slaughter Mark. My immortal devouring demonic vine. Lee Samba cried out. His heart ached so much that he wanted to die. His greatest trump card, the extremely powerful immortal devouring demonic vine. Even a peak great sage expert would have to retreat. Even a great emperor would have to avoid the immortal devouring demonic vine. However, it was actually swallowed up. What was that green light? There was actually something more terrifying than the immortal devouring demonic vine in Yang Hongwu's body. What was its origin? This Yang Hongwu was too strange. Now, it was too late for regrets. He wanted to retrieve the immortal, devouring, demonic vine, but it was already impossible. There was no way to do it. Lisamba, what other trump cards do you have now? You can use them now. Otherwise, you won't have any chance later. Yang Hongwu looked at Lisamba and said coldly. Originally, Yang Hongwu wanted to kill Lisamba directly, but after thinking about it, Yang Hongwu decided not to kill him. He wanted to get some information about the Heaven Domain from him. After all, he would enter the Heaven Domain soon. The Heaven Domain was the real stage of the 9 heavens and 10 earths. Of course, before that, he still had to deal with the Zetion. This Zetion was like a piece of sticky candy to Yang Hongwu. He was always going against him, but he couldn't kill him. It was like this in the ancient desolate continent, and it was still the same in the ancient domain. Although Yang Hongwu had always been able to suppress him, it still made him very unhappy. Let's go. At this time, Lisamba's body emitted a light again. Yang Hongwu could feel a powerful force erupting from his body, condensing into a bloody light. This was the blood escape technique. Many people knew this technique. Yang Hongwu also knew it. But the blood escape technique was different. Some were strong, and some were weak. However, the blood escape technique had a common effect. It consumed a huge amount of energy, origin energy, and vitality. This technique wouldn't be used unless it was a critical moment. However, this escape technique was like a child's play in front of Yang Hongwu. Yang Hongwu's 9 transformations Yin-Yang Harmony art had already reached the 6 transformations of Yin-Yang. The void Yin-Yang shuttle was extremely powerful and could directly penetrate the void. This allowed Yang Hongwu to have a very deep understanding of spatial techniques, especially escape techniques. Moreover, from the very beginning, Yang Hongwu had set up a formation to seal off the space. Although the blood escape technique was powerful and could break through the spatial seal, its speed was greatly reduced. There was simply no way to break through this space. Humph, it's not that easy to leave. This spatial seal had been set up by Yang Hongwu, so he understood it very well. The power of the laws that sealed this space didn't restrict Yang Hongwu at all, but it greatly reduced Lisamba's speed. Therefore, Yang Hongwu easily stopped Lisamba. He clenched his hand into a fist and punched out. Rushing Thunder Fist. The punch was like a thunderbolt from the 9 heavens. It transformed into a huge lightning dragon and charged forward. The surrounding space was shattered and destroyed by the powerful lightning dragon. A huge force struck Lisamba's body, causing him to instantly collapse. His entire body suffered a huge blow, and he suddenly became like a dead snake. Yang Hongwu reached out and grabbed Lisamba, throwing him heavily to the ground. Lisamba, it's impossible for you to escape. With that, Yang Hongwu tapped on Lisamba's body a few times and completely sealed his cultivation. Even his primordial spirit, cultivation, and soul were all sealed, making it impossible for him to release the slightest bit of power. The winner takes all. Kill me if you want, Lisamba said coldly. Do you want to die so much? Yang Hongwu's face darkened when he heard this. He said, I just want to ask you some questions. If you can give me some benefits to redeem your life, I can let you go. However, from your tone, it seems like you don't want to live anymore. Well then, I'll fulfill your wish. With that, Yang Hongwu raised the 9 Dragons combat blade in his hand again. A golden blade light shone on the blade, and a terrifying aura burst out. It was about to slash down on Lisamba. Wait, what do you want to know? Lisamba hurriedly asked. Didn't you want me to kill you? Yang Hongwu stopped. If you can live, who wants to die? Lisamba said. Although I'm not afraid of death, I'm not so stupid to die directly. If you can remove the bloody mark on my body, I can say anything. Even if you want me to submit to you and be your subordinate, it's not impossible. Bloody mark? That's right. The reason why I followed Engineer Sun so wholeheartedly was because that old bastard planted a blood slaughter mark in my body. As long as he willed it, I would die without a burial ground, never to be reincarnated. Lisamba gritted his teeth as he spoke. Yang Hongwu's eyes narrowed slightly. This guy's words didn't seem to be a lie. However, Yang Hongwu wasn't the kind of person who would believe his words so easily. After all, No one who had cultivated to such a level was a fool. The bloody mark is very terrifying. If it wasn't for the fact that this is the 5 extreme space, there's no way to perceive this place unless you use great magical power to open the space barrier. I dare not say these things directly. Lysamba said, as long as you remove my blood slaughter mark, I will do anything you want me to do. Don't even think about asking me some questions. Husband, don't believe him. This guy is very cunning. He must want to play tricks and sneak attack. At this time, Huxior said loudly. Yes, husband, be careful. Zheng Qiushuang also nodded. The other girls all agreed with her. This Lysamba was very cunning. He had already used such a method and then sneak attacked in the dark. I believe what he said is true. Yang Hanwu said. He looked at Lysamba and said, the bloody mark is indeed powerful. If it wasn't for the isolation of the space plane and my space seal, he would have been able to perceive it. Yang Hanwu knew about the bloody mark. This was a very powerful and evil secret method. The life and death of the person who was planted with the bloody mark would be in the hands of others. As long as the other party was willing, the person who was planted with the bloody mark would beg for death. Yang Hongwu ran the refined Spirit Heart Sutra and condensed his spiritual force on his eyes. With the help of the cat's eyes, he found that there was a strange blood-red energy in Lysamba's body. This blood-red energy was probably the bloody mark. Chapter 801. The Battle of Souls. Open your mind. Yang Hongwu said. Lysamba nodded and opened his mind without any hesitation. Yang Hongwu shot a golden light from his eyes and entered Lysamba's sea of consciousness. In Lysamba's sea of consciousness, he soon found out about the mark. Although the mark was very small, it was very powerful. The blood slaughter mark was really terrifying. It was filled with a strong, bloody, murderous aura. This bloody, murderous aura was very strange, like a ferocious snake. One finger frightening ghosts and gods. Yang Hongwu lifted his right hand and stabbed out with a finger. The Jingshan finger's golden finger force blasted out, targeting the blood-colored imprint. Bang! The bloody mark seemed to feel a great threat, and suddenly burst out with a bloody light, counteracting Yang Hongwu's finger force. It's really not simple. Yang Hongwu had expected that the blood slaughter mark would not be so easy to get rid of. At this time, the bloody mark turned into a human figure. This figure was 70% similar to Sun Nung, the messenger of Tianyu. There was no doubt that this guy was Sun Ning's mark. This was Sun Ning's power. The mark was refined with his blood. Therefore, Sun Nung could control Lysamba's life and death. However, this was the 5 extreme space, and Yang Hongwu had sealed the space, so the power of Sun Ning's mark was a lot weaker. But even if it was a lot weaker, the power of blood slaughter mark could not be eliminated in a short time. Die. An intense blood-red light erupted from the hand of the blood-red figure. This blood-red light transformed into a massive blood blade that slashed towards Yang Hongwu's head. Humph! Yang Hongwu snorted and raised his hands. A huge saber appeared in his hands. This saber was the Nine Dragons saber. This wasn't the real Nine Dragons battle saber, but a battle saber condensed by Yang Hongwu's spiritual power. This was Lysamba's sea of consciousness. What came here was just Yang Hongwu's spiritual avatar. Yang Hongwu was not stupid enough to send his entire primordial spirit here. It was just a small avatar. After all, although Lysamba was telling the truth, it was not worth it for Yang Hongwu to take the risk. What's more, he didn't need to use his full strength to deal with this blood kill mark. If he needed to use his full strength to deal with it, Yang Hongwu would have to reconsider. It wasn't worth it for a mere Lysamba. Divine Dragon Demon Slaying Slash. The golden light turned into a huge divine dragon. After a loud dragon roar, the golden divine dragon swallowed the blood-red warblade. Then, Yang Hongwu punched out with his right fist. The power of the purple lightning struck the blood-colored mark and instantly turned it into nothingness. In Lysamba's sea of consciousness, the evil blood-red power suddenly disappeared. Haha, I can finally be free. I don't have to be controlled by others anymore. At this time, a figure appeared in the place where the blood kill mark was. It was Li Samba. To be exact, it was Li Samba's spiritual body. It was Li Samba's primordial spirit. Yang Hongwu, right? I want to thank you. Thank you for helping me deal with this damn mark and allowing me to finally regain my freedom. Li Samba looked at Yang Hongwu with a smile. In order to repay you, I've decided to leave you here. Yang Hongwu narrowed his eyes and a cold light burst out. You want to devour me? Yes, your primordial spirit is in my sea of consciousness. Here, I'm the real master. Here, I'm invincible. As long as I devour your primordial spirit, my strength will rise to another level. At that time, even the real Sun Gong won't be my opponent. Li Samba's eyes flashed with greed. This was an excellent opportunity. Yang Hongwu's strength was heaven-defying and his aptitude was amazing. If he could devour his primordial spirit, he would be able to obtain a part of his strength and talent. It would allow his soul and primordial spirit to undergo a transformation. In that way, his cultivation would rise again. He might even have the chance to enter the Great Emperor Realm. That was the Great Emperor Realm. If he could enter the Great Emperor Realm, he would become a high and mighty existence in the Tianyi Divine Palace. The Tianyi Divine Palace was incomparably powerful. In the Tianyi Divine Palace, it was one of the most powerful forces in the Tianyi Divine Palace. There were countless geniuses, supreme elders, and true saints. Li Samba was just an inner disciple. Although he was outstanding among the inner disciples and could become a true disciple, the gap between him and the supreme elders and true saints was too big. In the Tianyi Divine Palace, the real powerful people who held the real power were the Great Emperor Realm experts. In their eyes, the true saints and supreme elders were nothing. They were called sovereigns. Every sovereign had the strength of the Great Emperor Realm. However, there were only a few sovereigns in the Tianyi Divine Palace. Each of them was incomparably powerful. The strongest was the leader of the Tianyi Divine Palace, the Great Emperor Tianyi. However, the Great Emperor Tianyi had disappeared for countless years. Therefore, the Tianyi Divine Palace was now controlled by the other sovereigns. Although Sun Gong, the supreme elder, was high and mighty, compared to the sovereigns, the difference was like heaven and earth. Li Samba, on the other hand, had been controlled by Sun Gong's bloody massacre mark. He had worked like a horse for Sun Gong. If he provoked Sun Gong, he could be killed at any time. Li Samba had had enough of such a life. This time, he did not expect that Yang Hongwu would solve the control of the bloody massacre mark. How could he not be happy and excited? What surprised him even more was that Yang Hongwu was a monstrous genius. His aptitude was not inferior to the true saints of the Tianyi Divine Palace. Every successor saint possessed unparalleled talent and powerful physiques. The powerful aura that erupted from Yang Hongwu's body was definitely a supreme physique. It was much stronger than the true saints he had encountered. As long as he devoured Yang Hongwu's primordial spirit and occupied his body, he could become a real genius, a real expert, and a sovereign. He would be high and mighty, and people would look up to him. How could he let go of such an opportunity? Li Samba had once obtained a black beast skin. He did not know where it came from, but it was very strange. There was a powerful secret technique on it, which was the art of possession. As long as he could devour the other party's primordial spirit, he could truly possess and occupy the other party's body. Chapter 802. 9 Heavens Coiling Dragon Seal. Are you going to turn hostile? Yang Hongwu had already expected that this guy wouldn't admit defeat so easily. The reason why Yang Hongwu was willing to enter his sea of consciousness was to see the true power of the blood slaughter mark. More importantly, he wanted to know some information about the heaven domain. Yang Hongwu, I am the master here. If you admit defeat, I will treat your people well. Otherwise, don't blame me for being impolite. Li Samba thought that victory was in his hands, and his tone was very arrogant. He didn't put Yang Hongwu in his eyes at all. Are you an idiot? Yang Hongwu coldly said. You dare to call me an idiot? Li Samba was angry. I gave you a chance because you helped me get rid of the blood slaughter mark. Since you dare to insult me, you are courting death. Saying this, Li Samba exploded. The entire sea of consciousness seemed to have formed a monstrous wave. The entire sea of consciousness crazily surged, and a terrifying power swept towards Yang Hongwu. This was Li Samba's sea of consciousness. His strength was very strong. He controlled the entire sea of consciousness to attack Yang Hongwu. This was not a difficult thing to do. However, Yang Hongwu was not afraid at all. He stood in the same place. Even his breathing didn't change. It was very shocking. Yin and Yang rotation, fire and water lotus. Yang Hongwu raised his hands, and a powerful force condensed in his hands. The power of Yin and Yang formed a huge lotus. Yang Hongwu's hands fiercely pushed. This huge lotus rushed towards Li Samba's soul. Boom! An earth-shattering explosion rang out. Yang Hongwu's spiritual power was too strong and too pure. His spiritual power and soul power were much purer than Li Samba's. The two sides were not on the same level. If Yang Hongwu's spiritual power and soul power were 100 units, then Li Samba's spiritual power and soul power were not even 10 units. This was the difference. Yang Hongwu had a special constitution and cultivated the spirit-refining Heart Sutra. His mind power was unbelievably strong. In addition, he had gone through countless trials. His mind power had long reached an unimaginable level. Although he had not reached the great emperor realm, his mental strength was still much stronger than an ordinary great sage. If they were to compare quantity, there might be a difference. However, if they were to compare quality, there were probably not many below the great emperor realm who could be compared to them. Damn it! The powerful impact caused half of Li Samba's body to be blown up. The damage to him was enormous. That was his spiritual power. He did not expect Yang Hongwu to have such a terrifying spiritual attack and spiritual attack. Although he was powerful, he didn't have any attainments in spiritual attacks and soul attacks. In addition, he had been suppressed by Engineer Sun all this time, so his mental power was even weaker. Soul-devouring demonic dragon transformation. With a loud roar, his entire body changed. His soul turned into a huge black dragon. This black dragon had a ferocious look, and its huge eyes stared at Yang Hongwu. He had never cultivated this secret technique before. This was the first time he used it. Although he had already obtained this secret technique and memorized it thoroughly, he did not have any opportunity to cultivate it because of the blood massacre mark. Once he cultivated this secret technique, Engineer Sun would find out. If Engineer Sun found out, he definitely wouldn't let him off. This time, he did not really cultivate it. He had no choice but to use it. After all, this was a very good opportunity. If he missed it, he would not have such a good opportunity again. Thinking of this, Li Samba's face became ferocious. The huge demonic dragon charged towards Yang Hongwu ferociously. Ignorant, Yang Hongwu snorted. A bright light flashed in his eyes. Haotian Demon Suppression Seal. 9 Heavens Coiling Dragon Seal. Yang Hongwu raised both of his hands. His right hand displayed the Haotian Demon Suppression Seal, while his left hand condensed a huge golden seal. It was the 9 Heavens Coiling Dragon Seal. This 9 Heavens Coiling Dragon Seal was a cultivation technique that Yang Hongwu obtained after devouring the dragon bone of the primordial revered dragon. It was a very powerful cultivation technique that was at least on the same level as the immortal dragon body. When these 2 huge seals appeared, they were like 2 golden suns. The huge light almost made people unable to open their eyes. Boom! The 2 large seals heavily slammed into the black demonic dragon. Crack! These 2 terrifying auras pierced through the black demonic dragon's huge body. Dragon's soul devouring heaven. At this time, Yang Hongwu turned into a golden dragon. He opened his huge mouth and bit towards Li Samba's primordial spirit. The dragon soul devouring heaven was a secret technique that Yang Hongwu had learned long ago. This secret technique was the real nemesis of souls and primordial spirits. It was very powerful. Yang Hongwu had even devoured the powerful great emperor's primordial spirit avatar, let alone Li Samba's primordial spirit that was only in the initial great sage realm. Moreover, he was injured. Under the dragon's soul devouring heaven, Lee Samba had no resistance at all. He was swallowed into the mouth of the divine dragon that Yang Hongwu had transformed into. Gulp! Gulp! He was swallowed in an instant. After a few breaths, Lee Samba's consciousness was completely obliterated, leaving only the pure power of the primordial spirit. Yang Hongwu ran the mind-refining heart sutra and refined the majestic power of the primordial spirit. After dozens of breaths, Yang Hongwu came out of Lee Samba's body and returned to his body. At this time, the golden dragon soul became stronger again. A dragon horn appeared on top of his head. On this dragon horn, a rune was formed. It was the devouring heaven dragon tattoo. The dragon soul suddenly hid in the divine abode. Yang Hongwu took a deep breath and opened his eyes. Husband, you're awake. Husband, how are things going? This guy doesn't know what's good for him. Yang Hongwu punched Lee Samba's body. Then there was only a crack sound. Lee Samba's body made a muffled sound and turned into dust, dissipating in the void. A ring in Lee Samba's hand flew out and fell into Yang Hongwu's hand. After grabbing the storage ring, a white light shot into the sky. How could Yang Hongwu let it escape? He grabbed it with his big hand and blocked the white light. Talisman? Yang Hongwu saw the body of this white light. He was not surprised. This was the symbol of a disciple of the Tianyi divine abode. It was the talisman of a disciple of the Heaven Palace sect. Not a true disciple was qualified to obtain it. Although Lee Samba was not a true disciple, he was able to obtain this talisman because Lee Samba had spent a lot of effort to obtain it. Chapter 803. Map. There's something else. Gu Shaoxian noticed something else on the ground that Yang Hongwu hadn't noticed yet. What's this? Gu Shaoxian picked it up. This is the map of the 5 extreme space. Yang Hongwu had thought that the map had been destroyed. He hadn't expected it to be preserved. Husband, you said this is a map? Yes. Yang Hongwu nodded. This thumb-sized white jade was indeed a map, but it required a special method to see it clearly. If it's a complete map of the 5 extreme space, that would be great. The girls were pleasantly surprised. Although there were many opportunities in the 5 extreme space, there were also many dangers. When they first entered the 5 extreme space, the map given by the leader was drawn by generations of disciples of the Tianyi immortal abode. It was very incomplete. No, this map isn't complete either. However, it's much more complete than ours. With a thought, Yang Hongwu sent his spiritual power into the Jade Stone. The Jade Stone map immediately appeared, forming a huge sand table in front of everyone. What an exquisite map! Everyone exclaimed. This map was much more intricate and easier to identify than the maps drawn on animal skins. What do those red dots represent? Little Miss Muddle asked. If I'm not wrong, these red dots should represent places with powerful beasts. Look, there are big and small red dots, and there are numbers beside them. If I'm not wrong, the numbers should represent the strength of the beast. The bigger the number, the bigger the red dot, and the more dangerous it is, Yang Hongwu said. Then what about these green dots? Huxiao asked. These places should represent places with opportunities or places with spiritual altars, Yang Hongwu said. Spiritual altars? Really? There are so many spiritual altars in the 5 extreme space. There are many green areas. Queen of the Abyss, what do you think of this map? Yang Hongwu asked the Queen of the Abyss. The Queen of the Abyss had been subdued by Yang Hongwu. Although her cultivation hadn't fully recovered, she knew much more than Yang Hongwu in the 5 extreme space. It's 90% true. However, most of the spiritual altars have been dug out. The treasures inside are long gone. Only a very small number of extremely dangerous spiritual altars remain. The Abyssal Demon Empress pointed to the largest green dot on the map and said, "This is actually not a spiritual platform, but a spiritual pagoda. There are very precious treasures in this spiritual pagoda, but it's very dangerous. It's almost impossible to enter this spiritual pagoda." Yes, there are powerful existences in the pagoda. Some have even surpassed the Great Saint realm and reached the Great Emperor realm. The Queen of the Abyss said, "If you can defeat the guardian beast of the pagoda, you'll be able to obtain great benefits." It might be the inheritance of a great emperor or powerful emperor techniques or emperor weapons. Yang Hongwu took a deep breath. Although monarch arts and monarch weapons were insignificant to Yang Hongwu, it was a different story for his woman. He had emperor weapons and emperor techniques, but Yuji, Gu Shaoxian, Hu Xiu'er, and the others didn't. Moreover, emperor weapons and emperor techniques were supreme treasures. Who would complain about having too many of them? However, it wasn't easy to obtain the treasures in the pagoda. Otherwise, the treasures in the pagoda would have been taken away. It's too dangerous, Yuji said. Great Emperor Realm beasts are very terrifying. We're no match for them. So, husband, let's not take the risk. Don't you have the heavenly beast light and the 10,000 kill needle? The Queen of the Abyss said. The heavenly beast light is very powerful. It's enough to injure Great Emperor Realm beasts. Once it's injured, we'll have a chance. Don't forget that my cultivation has reached the Great Emperor Realm. Although I haven't fully recovered and can unleash the full strength of a Great Emperor, I'm able to unleash 50% of my combat strength. No, it's still too dangerous. Zheng, Qiushuang, and the others rejected in unison. In their hearts, Yang Hongwu's safety was the most important. The pagoda was guarded by Great Emperor Realm beasts. It was too difficult to deal with those beasts. They were terrifying Great Emperor Realm beasts. So what if the Queen of the Abyss's cultivation had reached the Great Emperor Realm? After all, she was forced to become Yang Hongwu's slave. If she deliberately played tricks during the pagoda, wouldn't it be troublesome? It was because of this that the women rejected in unison. It's not suitable to challenge the pagoda now. Yang Hongwu thought for a while and said, our overall strength isn't enough to deal with the beasts guarding the pagoda. However, we can still give it a try when we're stronger and the heavenly beast light has fully recovered. I'm not saying that we should challenge it now. The Queen of the Abyss nodded. Although she was a little disappointed, she knew that since Yang Hongwu had said so, it wouldn't be easy for him to change his mind. In other words, it was basically impossible. In that case, they could only wait. The treasures in the pagoda were wanted by all the natives in the 5 extreme spaces, let alone her. It was just that no one could defeat the 2 beasts guarding the pagoda. Back then, the experts from the 5 extreme spaces had attacked the pagoda, but without exception, they all failed. However, although they failed to challenge the pagoda, it wasn't like they didn't gain anything. The pagoda was divided into several levels, and one would receive a corresponding reward if they could pass through each level. Back then, she had passed through 5 levels. There were 7 levels in the pagoda. Someone had gone up to the 6th level, but no one had ever gone up to the 7th level. However, that was something that happened a long time ago. Now, a powerful beast had appeared outside the pagoda. Its strength was invincible among those below the Great Emperor Realm. Unless one was a Great Emperor Realm expert, no one could fight against it. If they wanted to challenge the pagoda, they had to first defeat the beast. After defeating the beast, they would consume a lot of energy. In that case, it would be almost impossible to successfully challenge the pagoda after entering the pagoda. What do these circles represent? Yang Hongwu pointed at the circles on the map and asked. This should be a teleportation formation. A teleportation formation? What can it teleport to? Yang Hongwu quickly asked. Chapter 804. Divine Spiritual Grass. There's a teleportation array not far away. Should we go take a look? Yuji asked. We could try. Yang Hongwu nodded. He was an array master after all. He could understand it if he checked it on the spot. If they could directly teleport to the opposite Broken Sky Mountain, it was simply impossible to pass through the Broken Sky Demon Abyss. Even the Abyssal Devil Empress herself couldn't directly go to the Broken Sky Mountain. In order to go to the Broken Sky Mountain, she had to take a detour. Under Yang Hongwu's lead, everyone came to the first teleportation array. This teleportation array is to enter a different space, the Queen of the Abyss said after taking a look. You all enter my immortal pagoda. The Queen of the Abyss and I will enter the teleportation array. Yang Hongwu looked at Yuji and said to everyone behind him, Okay, senior brother, what's the matter? Yang Hongwu saw Chan Wangyo's hesitant look and asked, Just say it. Yang Hongwu could rest assured about Chen Wanyu and the disciples of the god-slaying peak behind him. Those who were disloyal to him had already jumped out. Ziruyu's cultivation had been destroyed by him. She couldn't make any waves now. Although she could cultivate again, he didn't know when she could recover. Moreover, he had planted a contract mark in her soul. There was no need to worry at all. "Senior brother, we want to leave and find our own opportunities," Chen Wanyu said. "You want to leave the team?" Yang Hongwu looked at Chen Wanyu and the disciples of the god-slaying peak behind him. "Yes, we can't always rely on Senior brother. Senior brother has his own mission. If we keep following Senior brother, we will become a burden to Senior brother and make Senior brother worry. Therefore, we have decided to leave Senior brother and go out." After Chen Wanyu finished speaking, the disciples behind him nodded one by one. "Do you know that the five extremities space is extremely dangerous? Moreover, this is the foot of the Skybreak Mountain. There might be terrifying mutated beasts with powerful strength. You might not be able to withstand them." Yang Hongwu knew that Chen Wanyu and the others were disciples of the God-Killing Peak. As the peak master of the God-Killing Peak, Tengaku was an extremely arrogant person. Although Chen Wanyu and the others were not disciples of Tengaku, they were still disciples of the God-Killing Peak. They also had that kind of arrogant personality and their own dignity. We know, but if we don't experience life and death situations, how can we improve our cultivation? Chen Wanyu asked. "Yes, Senior brother Chen is right. Without experience, it will be difficult to achieve greatness." After Yang Hongwu took out the pills and talismans, he also took out a message talisman and handed it to Chen Wanyu. "All right, since you think so, you should be careful. Here are some pills and talismans. Take them. They will be helpful to you. In addition, if you encounter any danger, use this message talisman to inform me. I will rescue you as soon as possible." "Thank you, Senior brother." Chen Wanyu accepted the items without hesitation. After thanking him, Chen Wanyu and the God-Killing Peak male disciples turned and left together. Seeing them leave, Ziruyu felt a little complicated. If she had left directly back then, she wouldn't be in this state now. However, it was too late for regrets. Moreover, she had now obtained the opportunity to cultivate the Morning Soul Emperor's cultivation technique. Although her cultivation had been crippled and she didn't know how long it would take to recover, she could now cultivate by leaps and bounds. After all, her cultivation realm was still there. She was in the Great Sage realm. "Enter my immortal pagoda space," Yang Hongwu said to Yuji and the others. Yuji and the others nodded. Yang Hongwu waved his hand and teleported them into the immortal pagoda space. However, Ziryu wanted to follow Yang Hongwu. Yang Hongwu didn't refuse. Along the way, the relationship between Ziryu and the Queen of the Abyss became better and better. Perhaps it was because they were both Yang Hongwu's slaves and had the same experience and fate, which made them empathize with each other. Yang Hongwu didn't care about this. The Queen of the Abyss couldn't resist his will at all. The same was true for Ziryu. Moreover, Ziruyu's current strength wasn't even at the Venerable Realm. If both of them were in the Great Emperor Realm, Yang Hongwu might be worried. After entering the teleportation formation, a light flashed. In the next moment, Yang Hongwu entered a special space. This space was lifeless. As soon as he entered, Yang Hongwu felt a terrifying suction force that wanted to devour his vitality. Yang Hongwu hurriedly operated his cultivation method. At this time, Ziryu's face was pale. The loss of her vitality was very shocking. In a few breaths, a strand of white hair appeared. Yang Hongwu waved his hand, and a magic power protected her. As for the Queen of the Abyss, her strength was in the Great Emperor Realm. Although the suction force was strong, it had no effect on her. "What the hell is this place?" Ziryu took a deep breath and cursed. "Ziryu, enter the immortal pagoda space first." Yang Hongwu looked at her and said, "No, I want to see what it is that dares to devour my vitality." Ziryu said angrily, "I'll protect her. It'll be fine." At this time, the Queen of the Abyss said, "Okay." Yang Hongwu could only smile bitterly. With Ziryu's current strength, she couldn't resist the suction force at all. At this time, the three of them looked up and saw a tall plant appear in front of them. The reason why the surroundings were so lifeless and devoid of life was because of this plant. This plant released a dazzling golden light, and a huge illusory figure revolved around it. It looked like the sole shadow of a heavenly god. This is the heavenly god's spiritual grass. Seeing the appearance of this spiritual grass, the Queen of the Abyss was shocked and couldn't help but cry out, "Heavenly God, spiritual grass." Yang Hongwu had never heard of this name. He couldn't help but be stunned and asked, "What's the heavenly god's spiritual grass?" "It's not the heavenly god's spiritual grass, but the heavenly god's spiritual grass. Rumor has it that it's a spiritual grass born from the blood of a heavenly god. It contains a trace of the heavenly god's will. It's very domineering and can devour all living things around it to grow." The Queen of the Abyss said, "I've only heard of this heavenly god's spiritual grass. I didn't expect it to really exist here." Born from the blood of a heavenly god? Yang Hongwu was very surprised. What was this so-called heavenly god? Could it be stronger than a great Emperor Realm expert? What's the use of this heavenly god's spiritual grass? Ziryu asked. "It dares to devour my vitality. I'm going to eat it." Ziruyu's eyes flashed. Chapter 805. Devouring Will. How can I get this heavenly deity spiritual grass? Yang Hongwu asked. "I don't know." The Abyssal Empress said, "The divine deity spiritual grass is very overbearing. The closer you are to it, the more terrifying the devouring power will be. Moreover, you will be eroded by the will of the divine deity. Once you are completely eroded, you will become fertilizer for the divine deity spiritual grass. If you want to get this heavenly deity spiritual grass, you have to see if you can get close to it." The Queen of the Abyss said, "Is it that difficult to get close to this heavenly deity spiritual grass?" Yang Hongwu frowned. "Let me try. Let me do it." The Queen of the Abyss said, "Don't worry, I know what I'm doing. No matter what, this heavenly deity spiritual grass is just a plant. No matter how powerful it is, how can it be compared to the longevity ancient tree?" With Nini's longevity ancient tree, Yang Hongwu was not worried at all. Moreover, he had the immortal pagoda, the gem of life, the sorcerer's world, and so on. With these trump cards, Yang Hongwu was not worried about being devoured by this heavenly deity spiritual grass. If this heavenly deity spiritual grass is really that powerful, it should be pretty good to make a pill out of it. His strength could probably be raised by another level. Yang Hongwu slowly walked towards the heavenly deity spiritual grass. The skill in his body was activated to the extreme. Yang Hongwu felt a terrifying devouring power coming from all around him, as if it was going to devour him whole. Yang Hongwu frowned. This heavenly deity spiritual grass is indeed powerful. The closer he got, the stronger the devouring power. If it wasn't for his special cultivation method, he probably wouldn't have been able to withstand it. 10 feet, 9 feet. The distance was getting closer and closer. When Yang Hongwu was 5 feet away from the heavenly deity spiritual grass, Yang Hongwu's consciousness was suddenly pulled into a special space. This was a spiritual space. At this moment, a strong pressure appeared, and a huge figure appeared. In front of Yang Hongwu, his aura was domineering, and his eyes looked down on the world. In his eyes, Yang Hongwu was just an ant. "Audacious fanatic, you still aren't kneeling after seeing this deity." A voice sounded like a clap of thunder. Yang Hongwu's eyes shot out a beam of light. Tao of a dragon. Yang Hongwu circulated the 9 transformations Yin-Yang harmony art and the Tao of the dragon to the extreme. Divine dragon breaks the heavens. With a furious roar, Yang Hongwu seemed to have transformed into a divine dragon of creation. It crashed into the tall figure. Boom! With a loud bang, the phantom image was blown apart. Yang Hongwu's consciousness returned to reality. The original palace and throne had disappeared. Yang Hongwu looked at the heavenly deity spiritual grass in front of him and took a deep breath. Sure enough, he had some skills. You want to confuse me? You're still lacking. At this moment, Yang Hongwu looked like a deity. His hair and clothes fluttered without wind. He approached step by step. In a few breaths, Yang Hongwu arrived in front of the heavenly deity spiritual grass. He grabbed at the heavenly deity spiritual grass with his big hand. Boom! At this moment, a powerful aura rushed out and bombarded Yang Hongwu. Yang Hongwu was forced to take a few steps back. The heavenly deity spiritual grass condensed into an energy body. It was a tall figure. This figure was exactly the same as the one Yang Hongwu encountered in the space of consciousness. Audacious fanatic, you dare to touch this deity. Do you want to die? The figure opened his mouth and said. He pointed a halberd at Yang Hongwu. You still want to make trouble? You're overestimating yourself. Yang Hongwu raised his right hand slightly, and a saber appeared in his hand. This was the Nine-Dragon saber. Now that he did not need the Nine-Dragon saber to suppress his right hand, the power he could erupt was much stronger than before. Of course, the power of the devil hand could not be mobilized. Yang Hongwu's combat power now was still a little weaker than before. However, he did not need to worry about chi deviation and degenerate into a demon. He could use his full strength to attack. With a wave of his saber, a terrifying saber, chi shot up into the sky and turned into a golden dragon, rushing towards the figure. Boom! The two forces collided. The force collapsed, sand and stones flew, and a huge pit was blasted open on the ground. However, the area around the heavenly deity spiritual grass was not damaged at all. Don't struggle, just let me dig it away. Yang Hongwu slashed out again, completely shattering the will. Damn it! How can my devouring power not affect you? The figure looked ferocious, looking at Yang Hongwu in disbelief. Yang Hongwu's mouth curved into a smile. The bodies he cultivated were the immortal dragon body and the Nine-Dragon saint body. Both were extremely powerful. How could they be so easily devoured? Moreover, it was just a remnant will. If he used the dragon's soul, he could easily devour its will. Accept your fate. Perhaps I will give you a chance to create a body for you, so that you can survive in another way. Yang Hongwu looked at the will of the heavenly deity spiritual grass and said. Yang Hongwu was not only an alchemist, an array master, but also a puppeteer. Although Yang Hongwu did not study the puppetry thoroughly, he could still make some simple puppets. The consciousness of the heavenly deity spiritual grass could be introduced into the puppetry and become a conscious puppet. This was not difficult. Of course, to make those powerful puppets, Yang Hongwu's ability was not enough, but little Miss Muddle could. However, there were no special materials. The materials needed to make those powerful puppets were very complicated and precious. It also took a lot of time. You want to devour me? Dream on. I am a heavenly deity. Who do you think you are? The figure snorted and turned into a tall, giant beast. With a ferocious face, it pounced on Yang Hongwu. Stubborn. Yang Hongwu snorted and a golden dragon soul appeared. Dragon soul, devour the heavens. The golden dragon opened its mouth and bit down on the giant beast. Kacha, kacha. The giant beast was bitten into pieces. In a few breaths, it was devoured by Yang Hongwu's dragon soul. After devouring the giant beast, Yang Hongwu found that his mental strength and primordial spirit were constantly improving. Compared to before, it had transformed a lot. The mind-refining heart sutra was constantly improving. The dragon soul was also constantly improving. The will of the heavenly deity spiritual grass actually had such a huge benefit. After a few breaths, this trace of will was completely digested. The terrifying, devouring power dissipated at once. The entire space began to recover its vitality. The spiritual chi and vitality from the outside continued to pour in. Yang Hongwu found that he actually had a special connection with this space. Chapter 806. Saint Breaking Pill, you got it? The Queen of the Abyss was surprised to see Yang Hongwu get it so easily. She could not believe it. This was a divine spiritual grass. It was extremely overbearing. If one wanted to obtain the divine spiritual grass, they would have to destroy the will contained in the divine spiritual grass. If they could not destroy the will of the divine spiritual grass, they would not be able to obtain the divine spiritual grass. Obviously, The divine will of the divine spiritual grass had disappeared. Even the terrifying devouring power had disappeared. This was enough to prove that the divine spiritual grass was already in Yang Hongwu's pocket. Yes, I got it. Yang Hongwu nodded. He reached out his hand and carefully dug out the divine spiritual grass, then placed it in a jade box. This is the divine spiritual grass. As expected of a divine spiritual grass nurtured by the blood of a divine god, it contains such majestic energy. Yang Hongwu looked at the divine spiritual grass and sighed. Yang Hongwu, how about giving this divine spiritual grass to me? If you give it to me, I will be able to recover my true Great Emperor Realm cultivation and break through to the second level. Then, no one in the 5 extreme spaces will be able to compete with me. The Queen of the Abyss looked at the divine spiritual grass in Yang Hongwu's hand and wanted it very much. Because if she could obtain this divine spiritual grass, not only would her cultivation be completely restored, but she would also be able to advance to the next level. However, she knew that Yang Hongwu would definitely not give this divine spiritual grass to her so easily. Impossible. Yang Hongwu shook his head and said, I have a use for this divine spiritual grass. It is impossible for me to give it to you. Don't even think about it. Yang Hongwu, if you give me this divine spiritual grass, my strength will be enough to pass through the pagoda. At that time, I will be able to obtain the treasures in the pagoda. Compared to this divine spiritual grass, I will be able to obtain countless secret treasures, emperor techniques, emperor weapons, and emperor pills. The Queen of the Abyss said, Emperor pills? Yang Hongwu smiled gently and said, I can also refine emperor pills. Although Yang Hongwu's alchemy skills had not reached that level, he was not far from it. Although he could not refine emperor pills, he could still refine saint pills. Fortunately, his spiritual grass's mental energy had increased to a very high level. If his spiritual energy did not increase, he would not be able to refine emperor pills. You're also an alchemist and can refine emperor pills? Abyssal Devil Empress was startled. She looked at Yang Hongwu in disbelief. Yang Hongwu's cultivation was too low. It was simply impossible for a venerable to refine an emperor pellet. Even a powerful Dan Emperor couldn't do it. Only the legendary pill spirit could do that. Was. As long as there was enough spiritual grass, it could refine emperor pills of the same level. It only needed energy. Although it is difficult to refine emperor pills, it is not a problem to refine saint pills. Yang Hongwu said, This divine spiritual grass, I'm going to use it to refine breakthrough saint pills. The cultivation of the girls was too weak. If he could refine the breakthrough saint pill and increase the cultivation of the girls, it would be much easier. Moreover, once the cultivation of the girls increased, his strength would increase even faster after dual cultivation with them. However, Yang Hongwu had not tried refining breakthrough saint pills. Now, there's only one divine spiritual grass that could be used to refine breakthrough saint pills. Therefore, there was no way to practice at all. After all, the materials for refining saint pills were too rare. He had no other materials at all. I want one breakthrough saint pill. The Queen of the Abyss said, I want one too. At this time, Ziryu said, Don't you hate me to the core? Yang Hongwu could feel that even though Ziryu had become his slave, she still held a grudge against him. Are you still afraid that I will attack you? Ziryu rolled her eyes. He was really a bastard. She was already under his control. It was impossible for her to attack him. Once she attacked him, her soul would be in severe pain and she would rather die. This was the power of the contract. This was also what Ziryu did not expect. Yang Hongwu's contract mark was so terrifying. I'm afraid. Yang Hongwu said. Ziryu was infuriated when she heard this. This bastard. Why didn't she see that he was such a person before? Although Ziryu still harbored hatred towards Yang Hongwu, her killing intent was long gone. Haha, I'm just kidding. Don't worry. If I have extra breakthrough saint pills, I will give you one. Yang Hongwu laughed. He was very happy to see Ziryu's expression. There was nothing fun in this place. Teasing her was just a source of amusement and a way to adjust life. Refining pills here? The Queen of the Abyss asked. I still need some supplementary herbs. There are none here. Yang Hongwu said. What herbs? There should be some in the Broken Sky Mountain. The spiritual qi there is very rich. It is suitable for refining pills. Yang Hongwu thought for a moment and said, but it is not easy to go to the Broken Sky Mountain. There may be some powerful exotic beasts or even devils. The Queen of the Abyss said, don't I still have you? You are the Queen of the Abyss. You are a great Emperor Realm expert. I don't think there is anyone who is stupid enough to court death. Yang Hongwu said, I have not recovered from my injuries. The Queen of the Abyss said, don't fool me. Even if you have not recovered from your injuries, you can still exert half of your combat strength. Unless you encounter a great Emperor Realm beast or exotic beast, other exotic beasts are no match for you. Moreover, you're my bodyguard now. If you don't do it, do you expect me to do it myself? Yang Hongwu smiled faintly. I'm only an honorable realm expert. If I die, you will die too. The Queen of the Abyss and Ziruyu rolled their eyes. However, they had to admit that what Yang Hongwu said was the truth. If he died, the two of them would be buried with him. There was no other way. You win. The Queen of the Abyss said. Don't die. I haven't lived long enough. Ziruyu said, don't worry. When my strength reaches the Great Saint Realm, I will cancel your contract. Yang Hongwu said, are you serious? The two women looked at Yang Hongwu and asked in unison. Of course, if my strength reaches the Great Saint Realm, I can kill Great Emperor Realm experts. There is no need for me to be afraid of you. Yang Hongwu said, I hope you will do as you say. The Queen of the Abyss said. Chapter 807. Heavenly Demon Bridge, come, let's go out. Yang Hongwu waved his hand, and the three of them left the space. Then, with a thought from Yang Hongwu, the space instantly merged with the little devil world. You actually devoured the space? Seeing Yang Hongwu's method, Ziruyu and Queen of the Abyss were shocked. Devouring the space was not something an ordinary great sovereign could do. How'd he do it? One should know that every space had its own will, and the will of the space was not that easy to devour. Yang Hongwu actually devoured the will of the space so easily. It was simply shocking. It's nothing. This is the space created by the heavenly deity, spiritual grass. Its will has already been devoured by me. Naturally, there is no longer any control over this space. It's not surprising that I devoured it. Yang Hongwu said faintly. A spiritual grass created a space? Ziruyu felt that her brain was not enough to comprehend the situation. The Queen of the Abyss was also very surprised. It was her first time hearing about a spiritual grass that could create a space. Let's go. We're going to the Broken Sky Mountain now. Yang Hongwu did not explain much and walked in front. Seeing Yang Hongwu's attitude, they did not ask any more questions. They followed Yang Hongwu all the way. After half a day, Yang Hongwu and the other two came to the side of a metal chain bridge. This was the only way to pass through the Broken Sky Demon Abyss and enter the Broken Sky Mountain. Heavenly Bridge. Yang Hongwu looked at the stone tablet in front of him. This bridge was actually called the Heavenly Bridge. What a big name. However, Yang Hongwu faintly felt that it was not an easy task to cross this metal chain bridge. There seemed to be a special law on the metal chain bridge. To cross this heavenly bridge, one must offer their flesh and soul to it in order to pass through safely. Otherwise, it'll be troublesome. The Queen of the Abyss said, What do you mean? Are you saying that this bridge needs to devour flesh, blood, and souls as tolls? Yang Hongwu was shocked when he heard this. It seemed that this bridge was an evil one. It had to devour flesh and souls, and it had to pay a toll to cross it safely. Yes, the Queen of the Abyss replied. What if I don't? Yang Hongwu asked. If you don't, you'll be knocked into the abyss. The Queen of the Abyss said, For so many years, no one has ever passed through safely without paying the toll. Not even a great emperor. Yang Hongwu asked. The Queen of the Abyss shook her head. I can't. Even if I were at my peak, I wouldn't be able to pass through safely. This bridge is very strange. This bridge has become a spirit. Yang Hongwu squinted his eyes and said, I can see that this bridge is also an incredible treasure. However, it's an evil one. If I can subdue and refine this bridge, my strength will increase tremendously. You want to subdue and refine this heavenly bridge? The Queen of the Abyss was shocked when she heard Yang Hongwu's words. How bold! The heavenly bridge had been here for countless years. There had been people who wanted to occupy it, but without exception, they all died tragically on the heavenly bridge. The heavenly bridge was very tyrannical and strange. None of those who tried to take it had a good ending. They either died tragically on the heavenly bridge, or their souls dissipated in their homes. It was as if it was a curse, a strange curse. Those who had died back then were all fourth-step great emperors. Even great emperors had almost died. This showed how terrifying the heavenly bridge was. Why not? Audacious. The Queen of the Abyss said coldly, "If you want to die, don't drag us down with you. Is the heavenly bridge that scary? You're a great emperor, devil emperor." Yang Hongwu looked at her and said in surprise, "It's not like great emperors haven't been devoured by the heavenly bridge before. Do you take me for a fool?" The Queen of the Abyss said angrily, "You and I are connected in life and death. If you die, we die. If you want to refine the heavenly bridge, you'll have to remove our contract marks first." Is that so? This bridge is really that strange. The more you say, the more interested I am. Yang Hongwu looked at the heavenly bridge in front of him with excitement. If the heavenly bridge was really that powerful, then his strength would increase tremendously if he could refine it. At that time, he would be more confident in dealing with Zetian. He had to admit that Yang Hongwu wasn't fully confident that he could defeat Zetian. After all, Zetian was too strange now, and his strength was very strong. He didn't expect that his avatar strength was already at the peak of the Great Sage Realm. Then, how strong would his original body be? Just like what the Queen of the Abyss said, his original body had probably entered the Great Emperor realm long ago. Moreover, it was likely that this was far from it. His strength was still constantly increasing and growing. After a few more days, no one knew how strong Zetian would become. Yang Hongwu now had some doubts. In the Earth Spirit Palace, the terrifying demon suppressed by the soul-suppressing tablet, which was the original body of Zetian, had probably been born. Otherwise, Zetian's strength wouldn't have increased so quickly. Even if he didn't break the seal, he probably got in touch with Zetian's avatar and transferred his demonic power to Zetian so that his strength would increase rapidly. Looking at Yang Hongwu's expression, the Queen of the Abyss smiled bitterly. Madman, this guy is really a madman. How dare he? Knowing the horror of the heavenly bridge, he still wants to provoke it. Don't you want to refine pills? The Queen of the Abyss only wanted to dispel Yang Hongwu's idea of refining the heavenly bridge because she didn't want to die yet. The most important thing for us now is to refine the divine pill. After your strength increases, you can deal with Zetian. If I can refine the heavenly bridge, my strength will be even stronger. Yang Hongwu's eyes flickered. Having said that, Yang Hongwu summoned his true demon avatar. A peerless demon with a terrifying aura appeared. The terrifying aura was surrounded by tyrannical demonic flames, and its eyes flickered with domineering demonic light. The true demon avatar was formed by Yang Hongwu's demonic hand. It also had the Pangu real body and the immemorial true demon art. Its strength was already at the Great Sage Realm and was extremely domineering. If it went all out, it was enough to kill a martial artist at the peak of the Great Sage Realm. It also had the power of the original demonic hand, the supreme demonic path, and the demon-devouring rune. Chapter 808. Mamba Sky-Devouring Crocodile. The Queen of the Abyss was speechless. This guy still wouldn't give up. He was bent on getting the heavenly demon bridge. Let's go to Broken Sky Mountain first, get the herbs, and refine the divine pill. We'll come back to get the heavenly demon bridge after we raise our cultivation. The Queen of the Abyss looked at Yang Hongwu and said, "That way, we'll be stronger and more confident." "All right, we'll do as you say." Yang Hongwu said, "Let's cross the bridge now. We need to prepare the flesh and soul, so we need to catch a few exotic beasts first." The Queen of the Abyss said, Go prepare." Yang Hongwu said, "Are you a man? You want a weak woman like me to catch exotic beasts?" The The Queen of the Abyss glared at him. Are you a weak woman? Yang Hongwu chuckled. What's more, I'm your master. You want me, your master, to go? Are you sure? The Queen of the Abyss was furious, but she couldn't do anything about it. I'll go with you. At this moment, Ziryu said, Come back quickly. I don't want to wait too long. Yang Hongwu said, Oomph. The Queen of the Abyss snorted and walked towards the forest with Ziryu. Yang Hongwu continued to check the Heavenly Demon Bridge. He had to admit that this Heavenly Demon Bridge was a little strange. Yang Hongwu used Mao Er's Delusion Breaker eyes to check the Heavenly Demon Bridge, but he couldn't see anything. This Heavenly Demon Bridge was so powerful and strange. However, Yang Hongwu didn't dare to take the risk. After a while, the Queen of the Abyss and Ziryu came back with a few huge exotic beasts. The 3 level 7 exotic beasts were extremely powerful, but in the hands of the Queen of the Abyss, they were like little lambs, unable to resist at all. That's fast. Yang Hongwu smiled. However, the Queen of the Abyss did not speak kindly. She glared at him, then cut open the necks of the 3 strange beasts, let out their blood, and threw them onto the heavenly demonic bridge. At this moment, a black fog shrouded the entire bridge. In the next instant, the deck of the bridge transformed into an altar. A huge mouth appeared, and a powerful suction force swallowed the 3 exotic beasts. Yang Hongwu used the cat's Delusion Breaker eye to observe the situation. He discovered that the void passage that appeared on this altar led to the Devil Domain, not the Heaven Domain. It seemed that this heavenly bridge didn't lead to the heavens, but to the demon region. This bridge belonged to a certain almighty from the demon region, or it could be said that it belonged to the demon god, who used this demonic bridge to obtain sacrifices to strengthen himself. Yang Hongwu narrowed his eyes. Regarding that aura, that so-called demon god, Yang Hongwu really didn't have the confidence to deal with it. The aura was extremely powerful, unless he could destroy the passage in an instant. Let's go, let's cross the bridge, the Queen of the Abyss said. Yang Hongwu nodded and followed behind her. Stepping on the bridge, Yang Hongwu felt that this heavenly demon bridge contained a terrifying power. It was the power of law, a very terrifying demonic law. If Yang Hongwu hadn't comprehended the supreme demonic law, he wouldn't have been able to feel it. This demonic bridge was very strange. It should be a powerful demonic weapon. The demonic bridge also had its own weapon spirit. Yang Hongwu could clearly feel it. If he wanted to refine this demonic bridge, it wouldn't be a difficult task. As long as he sealed this place and isolated the expert from the Devil Domain, he could use the Dragon Soul Devourer to devour the artifact spirit of the demonic bridge. Then, he would be able to take the demonic bridge for his own use. When he walked to the center of the demonic bridge, Yang Hongwu noticed something strange. Under this demonic bridge, there was actually a powerful, mutated beast. What is that? This mutated beast had a very terrifying aura, comparable to the existence of a great emperor. Mamba Heaven Swallowing Crocodile, the Queen of the Abyss said. Mamba Heaven Swallowing Crocodile? What kind of mutated beast is that? Yang Hongwu said, This fella has a terrifying aura. It doesn't seem to be below a great emperor. Why is it sealed here? Yang Hongwu could clearly see that this fellow was bound by a huge chain. One of the chains was connected to the heaven-swallowing demonic bridge. It's an ancient fierce beast. Rumor has it that it could devour heaven and earth. It's the pet of an ancient demon god. The entire 5 extreme space was created to seal it. The Queen of the Abyss said, However, I don't know whether it's true or not. Moreover, rumor has it that the one below is only a doppelganger of the Mamba Heaven Swallowing Crocodile. The real body is sealed in the deepest part of this space. It's suppressed by an invincible great emperor. There's an invincible great emperor in this 5 extreme space. Yang Hongwu was shocked. Yes, that great emperor is called 5 Extremes Emperor. This is the origin of the 5 extreme space. This space plane is the inner world of 5 Extremes Emperor. Because of the suppression of the Mamba Heaven Swallowing Crocodile, the great emperor couldn't leave this space plane. Therefore, He has always been here. As for whether it's true or not, I don't know. It's all a legend, the Queen of the Abyss explained. It sounded quite shocking. Yang Hongwu thought to himself. Whether it was true or not, Yang Hongwu didn't really care. However, if this space plane was really the origin space of Five Extremes Emperor, then the Five Extremes Emperor's strength was really terrifying. However, he had never heard any news about Five Extremes Emperor. Moreover, if Five Extremes Emperor was still alive, why would he use his inner world as a hunting ground for others? Live to say that this is a conspiracy? So this so-called trial was actually a shocking conspiracy? No matter whether it was true or not, he had no choice now. He was already in the Five Extremes space. He could only take one step at a time. As for what would happen next, he would have to wait and see. Soon, the three crossed the demonic bridge. To Yang Hongwu's surprise, an aura fell on him. It was a subtle aura. If he didn't look carefully, there was no way to notice it. Yang Hongwu moved his mind. That aura had been erased. Roar! At this time, the sky-piercing demonic bridge flickered clearly. A huge shadow flashed and disappeared. Wait! What's wrong? The Queen of the Abyss and Zi Ryu stopped at the same time. There's a little accident. Yang Hongwu said, when we crossed the demonic bridge, a mark was planted. It's very subtle. If you didn't look carefully, there's no way to notice it. What? Impossible. The Queen of the Abyss shook her head. I didn't feel it at all. That's why it's so strange. Yang Hongwu took a deep breath and said, have you been here before? Yes, there's nothing strange. The Queen of the Abyss said, maybe you're thinking too much. Chapter 809. Spiritual Tree. Let's hurry up. There's a dense spiritual chi in front of us. There should be something we need there. After leaving the Heavenly Demon Bridge, Yang Hongwu and the other two walked quickly. In less than 2 hours, they arrived at the Broken Sky Mountain. The Broken Sky Mountain was indeed full of danger. There were many powerful beasts, and along the way, there were many. Of course, Yang Hongwu had the cat's delusion breaker eye, so he easily avoided many powerful beasts. His speed was also much faster. There seems to be a formation there. The Queen of the Abyss looked at the dense spiritual chi in the distance and said, yes, it's a formation. It's a spirit-gathering formation. I didn't expect there to be a spirit-gathering formation here. Yang Hongwu narrowed his eyes. There was actually a medicinal field in the middle of the spirit-gathering formation. He didn't know who had actually opened up a medicinal field here. It wasn't simple. However, it was convenient for him. With this medicinal field, he didn't need to go elsewhere to find the spiritual herbs he needed. It saved him a lot of trouble. Come, let's go. Don't be so anxious. This formation must have been set up by someone. I wonder who set it up? How strong is he? If we rush in, I'm afraid we'll be in trouble. Zi Ryu stopped him. It's better to be careful. There's no need. There's no one within 1,000 feet. Yang Hongwu said. Moreover, this formation hasn't been managed for a long time. Yes, the spiritual stones have been used up. The Queen of the Abyss nodded. As the Abyssal Empress, she was very familiar with these things and could easily see through them. There was no one here, but there were beasts. No matter who it is, I want the things in this spirit-gathering formation. Yang Hongwu's eyes flashed. There are countless spiritual herbs in the formation. Although their grades aren't high, they can help me a lot and save us a lot of time. You're saying that there are spiritual herbs in here? Yes, this is a medicinal field. Moreover, it's not an ordinary medicinal field. It's a spiritual field. Countless spiritual herbs are planted here, Yang Hongwu said. If that's the case, then that's great. Zi Ryu's eyes lit up. Having a lot of spiritual herbs meant that she could concoct a lot of medicinal pills. Even if she didn't concoct medicinal pills, she could still use those spiritual herbs to recover her cultivation. She was originally in the Great Sage Realm. After Yang Hongwu destroyed her ancient devil bloodline, her cultivation fell. However, her realm was still there. As long as she had enough energy, her cultivation could quickly recover. When she heard Yang Hongwu say that there was a spiritual field inside, a medicinal field, how could she not be happy? The three of them were extremely excited. For them, cultivation methods, secret techniques, treasures, and equipment were not as practical as spirit herbs. However, breaching this spirit formation is not an easy task. The Queen of the Abyss looked at the spirit formation and said, "There's another spirit formation outside. This spirit formation is a powerful defensive spirit formation. If we want to enter, we have to break this spirit formation first. A mere spirit formation is not worth mentioning to me." Yang Hongwu said confidently, "I'm also an array master." Yang Hongwu took out a few medicinal pills with both hands. These were formation-breaching pills. The formation-breaching pills flew out. Both of his hands continuously formed seals. Rays of light rushed around the spirit formation like meteors. After the light flashed, there was a muffled sound. Bang! The spirit formation was breached. As the spirit formation was breached, the spiritual energy inside immediately leaked out. The spiritual energy inside was much richer than outside. What a rich spiritual energy. Cultivating here can advance 1,000 miles in a day. Even if there are no spiritual herbs, as long as I cultivate here for a few years, my cultivation will be completely restored. There's even a chance for me to advance further, Ziruyu exclaimed. Suddenly, Yang Hongwu's eyes widened in surprise as he looked inside the spirit-gathering spirit formation. He could clearly feel that there was more than just a simple spiritual medicine field in this array formation. There was actually a spiritual tree growing inside. A spiritual tree was much more precious than an ordinary spiritual herb. A spiritual tree could be said to be a spiritual root of heaven and earth. In Yang Hongwu's spiritual abode, Nini was a spiritual tree that belonged to the spiritual root of heaven and earth. It was the longevity ancient tree. Although the spiritual tree before him could not be compared to Nini's longevity ancient tree, it was still extremely precious. However, this spiritual tree was not a sapling. It had probably grown for tens of thousands of years. In the 9 heavens, 10 earths, spiritual trees were extremely rare. They were even rarer than invincible great emperors. If a spiritual tree were to appear in the 9 heavens, 10 earths, it would definitely cause a bloodbath. Countless people would go crazy for it. Seeing that Yang Hongwu had stopped and looked so surprised, the Queen of the Abyss could not help but ask, "What's wrong?" "It's nothing. This time, we've really found a treasure." Yang Hongwu's eyes were filled with joy. "What treasure has made you so happy?" Ziruyu was also very surprised. She knew Yang Hongwu very well. He had a lot of treasures in his hands, including a few emperor weapons. Moreover, he had cultivated emperor techniques. Ordinary treasures were not in his eyes at all. Since something could make him so happy, it must be something extraordinary. Could there be a high-grade spiritual herb inside? Could it be an emperor medicine? There were many spiritual herbs. Since there was a medicinal field inside, the thing that could make Yang Hongwu so happy was probably a sacred medicine or an emperor medicine. The divine deity spiritual grass was a sacred medicine. It was 1 grade lower than an emperor medicine. If it was given a few more days, the divine deity spiritual grass could really transform into an emperor medicine. Yang Hongwu's expression right now was even more excited than when he obtained the divine deity spiritual grass. It's not an emperor medicine. However, it's not any less valuable than an emperor medicine. Yang Hongwu smiled and said, "It's even better. You're not joking, right? How could such a precious thing not be guarded?" Ziruyu said. At this moment, the Queen of the Abyss frowned and said, "If there's really something more precious than an emperor medicine, I'm afraid it won't be so easy to obtain it." "Why do you say that?" "If it's something more precious than an emperor medicine, no one would be so stupid as to leave it behind. There must be a way to protect it." The Queen of the Abyss said, "However, there are only a few powerful auras in the Skybreak Mountain. Now, those auras have already left. You're saying that the owner of this place must have left behind a way to protect the treasure?" Yang Hongwu recovered from his surprise. He was not an impulsive person. The spiritual tree was so precious. As long as someone knew its value, they wouldn't be so stupid as to not leave behind a way to protect it. Moreover, it was impossible for ordinary people to obtain a treasure like the spiritual tree. You're tuning into the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.